What is up, homie? Nothing much, man.
Just finishing up some stuff. What they looking for?
Pre-order it.
True, probably.
That's what I think. That's what I think is gonna. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be as bad as that. I just think it's gonna be. I think you're gonna be doing this stuff within 3 weeks to a month. Like they're only gonna have a month build up. It's not gonna be like the normal 3 to 4 month build up like it normally is.
Yeah, definitely not. This is weird. It's a weird time.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, what's this?
Hey yo, what's good, y'all? We live. It's the little pre-show where I just shoot the breeze with y'all, talk about whatever. Y'all let me know if the audio good, if y'all hear us. Make sure y'all hit that like button, by the way.
Yeah, you got to cancel out all those dislikes that people be giving the show before they even start.
Right. It's 192 people in here already, so I'm just saying maybe the likes could match the people watching. It's possible. Help the podcast grow, share it out, send it to your relatives, your family member, maybe your grandmother. She's into podcasts, might be into a gaming one. You never know.
You never know. Oh yeah, congratulations too, man. You finally moved off 83,000. I noticed that. I was like, man, you were stuck at 83 for so long, and then you finally moved up 2,000. I was like, look at this, man. YouTube finally smiling on the man again.
Yeah, I mean, what that was pretty much like, I don't know if people remember, but like 2000 and what was it? It was like 2017, 18.
Yeah.
I completely stopped doing videos, right? And I was only
Oh yeah.
doing the podcast. That's when like all the numbers like stopped, because I didn't, like, I was lazy. I was lazy. I'm like, I don't really feel like doing gaming videos and like talking about topics and a whole
Yeah, I
everything I
remember.
do. I even stopped doing reviews. I wasn't even doing reviews no more. I was literally just uploading the podcast on Sundays. So that's why like my the views actually, the subscribers actually dropped. It went down from, I hit a high of like 87 at one point, then it went down to 83. Now it went
Yeah.
back up. So I actually gained like a whole like 3,000 since. So it's just been up and down because, like when you start your channel out doing one thing and then you just completely stop that and you just do a podcast, Yeah, people are like, "Yo, what happened to that stuff you used to do?" So, that's what happened. But,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been watching, like shoot since the beginning of the gen and stuff. So I remember, I remember the gameplay videos, the kill zone videos at the beginning
yeah.
of the way back when you just put up
Yeah.
those high KD games and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. And then all of a sudden, I know once you graduated and you got the job, and everybody was happy for you when you got that, you just said, you know what, man, I ain't got no time. I remember you
Yeah.
saying it in a bunch of videos, like I ain't got no time.
Yeah, and
Time is something I don't have.
yeah, I used to, and I would have easily, if I would have kept it up, I could easily be surpassed 100K
Oh,
by
you would have
now,
been well,
100K
yeah,
subs. I
yeah,
mean, it
yeah.
doesn't really matter to me. It's not
Right.
really something I even check anymore. When I first started out YouTube, it's something I checked, but now I don't even check that out no more. But what also made me stop was there's been no multiplayer games I've really liked this generation. Like there's been like maybe 3 like
Yeah.
this whole generation. Rogue company, the game by Hi-Rez that just came out, is actually my favorite game of the generation. Something that wasn't even, that came out of nowhere. Aside from that, it was like at the beginning, it was Killzone, it was Last of Us, which was really a PS3 game, and that was it. Every other
Yeah.
multiplayer game I thought that came out this generation, I was like, man, all of these games could kick rocks. Besides PUBG, I did like PUBG, but still, that was like, PUBG is like, man, PUBG be like playing PUBG be like sitting through a Lord of the Rings or Star Wars movie. You gotta
Right.
dedicate 3 hours of your life for like maybe for one
Yeah.
match. Oh, well,
Yeah.
like, and I'm exaggerating, of course, but like that's what it feels like.
No,
Like,
well, sometimes it could be like that though, because it's been many a times you'll be in the game, you can get all the way to the end, you may get that battle royale, then you start the next game up, but then you die in the first 5 minutes, and then you
yeah,
go into another game and you die in the first 10 minutes, and then you got this whole build up to get into the circle. Like I always tell people, battle royale is fun unless you get to the very last circle. Then it becomes this world of attrition and stuff right there, and then it's just super, like the adrenaline is pumping and stuff, but until you get to that point the game is slow as hell.
yeah. Like it's only the crescendo that's like really good. Like sometimes the tense moments in it is good, but it's like really the crescendo really
Yeah.
and shout out to what the heck? Why did his message get retracted? Shout out, who was that? Seth DaCosta, appreciate your joining the membership. I don't know why your message got retracted. Did somebody what the heck was that? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if somebody banned you or you deleted it yourself. I don't know what happened there, but shout out to you for joining. Shout out to all the super chats, by the way. Also, I appreciate all y'all support and yeah, everybody who came out and supported the game spot video. Definitely appreciate it, man. Shout out to
Yeah,
y'all.
man, that was a hey, I was Luca had told me about it and I was like, oh really? I was like, that's what I'm talking about, the come up.
Yeah.
How did that work itself out?
So that pretty much happened and just by knowing somebody, like so and this is why, people need to network, people need to, market themselves, always connect with different type of people. Um if you remember I don't know if you watched the episode with Steph, the
Yeah, I
girl,
did.
and E Saga, she's, is her channel and she was on Twitter. She was on the episode like maybe a month ago cuz always looking for female gamers to get on the podcast and everything like that. And I randomly had come across her on Twitter because of a comment she made to something I said, gaming, something I said about a game, one of my hot takes. And I always try to like verify that people play games before I get
Absolutely.
them on here. So like
Right.
I be doing like a deep dive, like for the most part. Like I look at your Twitter account, like see if you actually talk about games. I'll look at like I try to see if I could find your PSN or your Xbox Live gamer tag. I be doing the whole background
You be
check.
putting the work in, you be doing that detective stuff in the
Oh
background. I
yeah.
got you.
Oh yeah. I put on the Batman filter, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, I go to your Twitch and everything. Like, see if what type of games you play. Because also, if you just play, there's people that I've wanted to have on the podcast, and but they only play one game, and I feel like, oh, you really not really know nothing like like that. But anyway, um,
Right.
yeah, she wasn't one of those. She actually plays games, and I followed her, and I like just asked her to be on. Um, and pretty much like after that, she had just asked me because she has I don't know how, or she has connections with GameSpot and does work with them, and she just asked me to be part of the panel because she saw the following and everything like that. She was on the podcast. She was like, "Yeah, what you doing is fire," and then she asked me to be on. I was like, "Yeah," and that's really what it is. I just happened to invite her at that time, and that's all it was.
Oh yeah,
Um,
man. It was a definitely a good move, man. So it was good to see you up there. We don't get a chance to kind of celebrate the people that came up through this whole community with us because everybody always try to tear each other down when it comes to this community. So it's always good to uplift every once in a while when people actually do something they were supposed to be doing, especially when it comes to the old guard, because you've been around for a long time, bro. And
mhm.
this 85,000 or even 87 when you were at there at one point wasn't by mistake. It's because you tried a bunch of different things, you did what you wanted to do, you built the channel you wanted to build, so that's why you had the following you have.
Yeah,
So to see you get up there, that was it was just like with Lord Cognito, seeing him on Unlocked. It was like,
yeah,
whoa, bro, this is something that people in this community kind of don't get a chance to see that often. So that's why I'm like, dude, if this
yeah.
can keep happening, everybody's gonna grow from it.
Yeah, because I never really I know people dub this the quote unquote crumb side. I never really believed in that.
Right.
I never really believed that you lock down into it. I just think it's a name, but I don't believe anybody is redlined into it or anything like that. I never really believed that. I believe it's a mentality though. Some people around
Oh,
here
easily.
have the mentality, and sometimes it spreads to the audience members that and that mentality kind of spreads. But yeah, Mocha, I definitely did my background check on you before we invited you. I do the background check on everybody. I went to Mocha's Twitch. I scrolled down your down your Twitter timeline. I had to see what you was talking about. Yeah, I did that. I did that background check. All right. It's like when if you renting out an apartment in a house you own, you got to check the credit score. You got to see what what they talk about. They might they might destroy your apartment as soon as they get in there. They might not be able to pay the rent. So yeah, I had to do the
Oh
background check. But see, Mocha, you passed the background check. So you know,
man, BG up here making people do applications for the Airbnb before they get up in here, I
oh
guess.
yeah, can't let just anybody in. Let me read some of these super chats early. That's my doorbell going off.
God damn, that's the doorbell?
Yeah, that's the doorbell.
Oh, you got a ring?
No, that's just the one that came with my place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the electronic one. You could see who was outside and all that came with my
Oh, okay,
place.
got you.
Yeah. Love Like Rockets 19. We need Bond and Smooth to play Fall Guys together. That stream would be hilarious.
Hmm.
Maybe. Y'all gotta hit them up about that. Andrew Wilkins said, Forte, no saying stupid stuff and coming up with unrealistic ways Xbox can compete or win next gen today. Leave the nonsense talk to Smooth. Don't need you always be loud and wrong also. He must be following you on the other podcast. to
Oh,
be
listen, man. Andrew's always supporting, man. So,
Yeah, shout out to him.
but first of all, Andrew, it ain't really nothing you can really say that's unrealistic with Xbox at this point. Xbox got their own problems. All we can do is just talk about the stuff that we think. Honestly.
Well, speaking of Fall Guys, I mean that's what you might as well call the Xbox right now.
Oh Lord, here we go. We starting early. What's up,
Not much. I mean, I just sat down on my computer, make myself a cup of coffee, watch the Clippers win,
Yeah, I just saw that.
and
Took them one
now
extra game to do it, but as long as
yeah,
they did it.
Porzingis was out too.
Yeah, no, I was thinking he was gonna be back by now, but I was like, I guess that injury is way worse than we thought because they thought that the fact that they took that 2 or 3 extra games off due to the walking out that he could come back, but I guess he couldn't.
Well, he tore his meniscus. I've been
Oh
there,
yeah,
so
well he definitely wasn't coming back
he won't come
then.
back from that.
What a
What's
bum.
BG doing? Reading super chats early?
Yeah, I was
yeah,
reading some
he
that
was
came
just
in early.
reading.
Hustle and Motivate. I see Forte. And here's up, bro. Also, congrats on the big move. You recently made it on the GameSpot. Here's to more success. Keep growing. Hashtag keep growing. Appreciate it. Shout out to Hustle and Motivate. Shout out to A Town MLH for becoming a channel member. Yo, if y'all hit the channel membership button, you get custom emotes. and you get a badge next to your name, and it's as low as like it's like $199 a month. I think that's all it is. There's different tiers, but it's like $199 a month, $499 a month. It's cheap, you know. Support the Patreon, support the channel, whichever you prefer.
The funny thing is when you click on that join button, you get the clean shaven BG with the Apple iMac behind him on the thing. He's super professional in this channel trailer.
Oh, that I didn't even know that comes up. I
It
didn't even know.
does. If you're not subbed, it literally pops up. It's probably the only time you see that channel trailer too.
Yeah, I didn't even know that came up. I got a haircut in that. I got to shape up my line straight. Well, I look because I know I made a channel.
You look like that line could probably be about 3 or 4 days old. It's not bad.
Oh, because I made. You can make a channel trailer on Twitch. I made that like right in the middle of COVID. I'm looking rough. I was looking rough. I ain't changed it yet. Rough.
Well, I mean, it fits the time.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody out here looking pretty rough.
Yeah. What's good though, chat? Oh, yo, for everybody on the Patreon who subscribes to the After Dark tier, the post to ask us questions is live right now. Doing it ahead of time, so yeah, just go ask us whatever questions you want to ask, so we can answer them in Weapon Will After Dark 251 tonight. You do have to be actually subscribed to the After Dark tier or higher to actually ask those questions to even see the post. So yeah. And yeah, listen, I heard these After Darks been fire. So if you're not subscribed, you should go check that out. You get the current After Dark and all the ones we've done before, which is like recently, we did like 5 before this. So yeah, it's like at least 10 hours of entertainment.
It's gonna be fire tonight. Bond Tales for the weekend coming in hard.
For Reese Jackson, thank you for becoming a channel member. Shout out to you. OBJ Jr., shout out to a new gaming podcast, The Cornerstone. Whose podcast is that? Like, whose is that?
I was gonna ask this.
Man got me plugging podcasts and endorsing them. I don't even know who it is. Like,
I mean, he put it in color though, so I mean, I guess it's okay.
Can you provide a link, sir? Like, so I can know who this podcast is? Is it yours? Andrew Wilkins, shout out to Forte. Xbox has no chance of beating Sony no matter what great games Xbox makes. Sony don't make enough mistakes for Xbox to outdo them. My man starting early.
Look, he started real early, bro. Look, this is the thing though. I think he keeps confusing me with the rest of these people out here that be saying this stuff. Look, just because I play on Xbox doesn't mean that I think they're gonna beat Sony. Because let's be for real, they're not even going to come close to beating them in sales. Microsoft don't care about selling systems, so why should you care about buying one? That's the biggest thing. But people telling them they ain't got nothing for them to look forward to. I got a video coming out tomorrow. So Andrew Wilkins, I'd be looking forward to you going there and making sure you drop a like and a follow on that video too, bro. Because we're gonna talk about why Microsoft and all this other crazy stuff's going on, and why people are still gonna go out and buy the system day one because they ain't gonna have nothing else to buy.
Oh, Mocha, that's yours? I thought y'all podcast name was Player Mocha? One. I thought their podcast name was like Player One Podcast.
Did they change it?
Maybe.
Did they? It was Player One. At least that's what they said in that in that live stream. That got a lot.
That podcast is already taken, so they probably got to rechange the name.
Oh, gotcha. When I heard them say Player One, I was like,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up, though.
I don't care about Hood Booger podcast, though. I'm sorry.
Oh man, shout out to Mocha. Hey, that's the homie always. So I support Mocha. I'll watch her stuff, But what else we got? What up, Blandrew? Forte sounds like Shadow Elite HD. Does he? Okay.
$2,600. Heck no.
Papa John's 30. Says the 3090 may be 2,600. Y'all copping? I don't believe that. They gotta be. They gotta be bugging.
Well, they gonna put a TI at the end of that 3090 for that to be that price? Because that's the only way I see it being that. Because what I'm thinking 16 at the high. I don't know. Aren't they having different variants of that window? Aren't they like the 3090 supposed to have the 24 gig, a 20 gig, and supposedly a 10 gig or so, or a 12 gig?
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I've been pretty happy with my 2080 Ti. I feel like,
Same.
and I haven't really gotten to that place often with most cards. With most cards, after I get, I'm like, man, I still want a little bit more. So honestly, that's why I feel like a 3080 is just gonna be fine for me, because all I wanted was like even like just a slightly stronger 2080 Ti, and then I can overclock it. I'm good. I don't really feel like I need no 3090 or 3080. I think I'm gonna be good with the vanilla 3080.
That's what I'm going for, $800.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
here's the problem, though, right?
Yeah, what's that?
One, that card looks massive.
Oh
Does.
yeah.
It's
does.
I have certain preferences in which like EVGA, MSI, but in my situation, it's not going to be preference on brand. It's going to be preference on which card is actually going to fit into my case.
Mm.
Scenario 2 is the 12-pin connector power cable. Most cards back then used to do 2 6s, then they did like 2 8s. Now it's 1 12-pin.
I
Yeah.
know.
BG, I looked at power supplies today. There is only one 12-pin power supply that has a native 12-pin connection I've seen. It's 750 watt. So I don't know how this is going to work.
And they're saying minimum 850. Well, that
Yes.
was for the 3090, but I mean, I would probably think that's kind of in line with the 3080 too.
Correct.
You
So
don't want anything less than that.
I've been looking at power, and we all have all these RGB shit. We have headphones, game controllers, capture cards, cameras. We have all kinds of shit. But I've been looking at power supplies. I don't see any with a native 12-pin connector.
Well,
So you need an adapter?
Well, supposedly they said Nvidia is going to be, and we'll find it's all out on the first, but they're supposedly shipping, like especially like EVGA themselves is going to be shipping them with the connector in the box. But who really knows what?
Here's the problem, though: is that connector going to be for 2 8-pins? Is it going to be for 1 8-pin and 1 6-pin? Is it going to be for 3 6-pins? Because I only have 6-pin connectors on mine. I don't have any 8s. And here's another thing, though, BG, that people aren't understanding. If you don't have a modular power supply, those adapter connectors are worthless.
Oh, yeah, you screwed.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, I have fully modular.
Yeah, so for your modular power supply, you would only have to put the extra connection at the base of the power supply. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you don't have a modular power supply, what are you doing? You're fucked.
I'm just looking at it like I got a 2080 Ti right now, and I'm like, I got 750 gigs, and they say you need at least 800, 850. So I'm like, so you got to just count that into the price that you actually gonna pay for this next graphics card. It's like you don't want that much power going through your graphics card and not have enough amperage to power everything else. They're saying these things are going to pull like 300 watts by themselves. I'm like, man, crazy. Yeah. And that's just at low. That's at low. That's not even pushing the card.
Yeah, I have a 750 watt right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people you're gonna see a lot of videos out here, people stuff catching on fire because they ain't gonna do what they're supposed to do.
all them RGB lights y'all got going on. It's about to be a whole light inside your rig when that thing catch fire. It's definitely gonna be lit. Hey, shout out to Sean Slamka for becoming a channel member. Shout out to you. Hola Moko 17 said Xbots not happy about medium gameplay. I saw a lot of people happy about it. They was praising it and everything. OBJ Jr. The cornerstone is Mocha, Dark Cloud, Melon, Matt, and Drew. Okay, yeah, y'all go check out their podcast.
Okay, go do that.
If y'all got a link,
whose podcast?
Mocha's podcast, the Hood Booger one.
Oh, Mocha join with them? Yeah, I don't support that. I'm sorry. I support Mocha. I don't support
hey man. Hey man.
Hey, this dude is stupid.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Unity in the community, man. Go watch.
Mocha and Dark Cloud is my people.
Yep,
I don't got no problem with
I don't support people that dox other people and their families. I also don't support mentally ill cliff jumpers that want to attack me.
Yeah.
Cliff jumpers. Hey, yo, this dude fire crazy.
It's like I said, most of the people that have issues with me, I will say an overwhelming vast majority of people that have issues with me suffer from some form of mental ailment, and that's just the facts. But regardless of which, you can say whatever you want about me. That's never my problem. But when you start doxing me and my family and attacking my family in the real, then fuck you. Y'all make fun of me all the time. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But when you start taking it to people's family, their wives and shit like that, talking about your wife and family, no, fuck you.
First of all, Blandrew said he thought that was a female Lombax. I'm like, Blandrew, if that was a female Lombax, then I would have a lot of questions.
What the hell's a Lombax?
I was Ratchet and the question.
Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet is a Lombax from Ratchet and Clank.
Is that a real animal?
I'm not sure. I believe it's not. I believe it's not. I just looked it up.
It's an alien species.
Okay.
No,
I think it's based on. Is it based on like a fox?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they literally probably just took two living animals with like some weird name that they have and put it together to get what they got.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
Jazzy Jefferson said, "Ovary Zeo seeking God for the wrong reasons." I just gotta say, Omega, you've been wilding lately. I don't know if you out there, but you've been wilding. I've had to put a little bit of space between myself and your tweets because my guy, I think you be thinking some of the stuff you be say is like, is gonna hit. Or is like, it's the cool thing to say. It's not. It's not it. It's not funny. It's not it. So yeah, you gotta relax, my guy. Grab a Snickers. I don't know what you need. Blender said PC talk is my kryptonite. Hey man.
Man, at least that's where these systems are going, man. The only difference is you could just hook it up to a TV and not have to worry about drivers.
Yeah, man. Listen, bro. Listen, Blandrew. If that Switch Pro come out, that thing might be getting copped.
Oh, that's definitely getting caught. I need to get away from the Switch I got.
Yeah.
That battery be dying too fast. I refuse to let Nintendo finesse me into a better battery. I was like, I'll wait. It ain't that bad.
Brian Lobo just joined the channel. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate it. What else we got? Wow, Smooth was just on Twitter talking about people love to complain, but he's 2 minutes late. That's crazy. We got time to talk about you got time to complain about people complaining on Twitter, but can't be in here on time. That's wild.
Kid get passionate, man.
That's wild.
He get passionate.
So yeah, we about to get started in just 1 minute. That was a little bit of pre-show, just shooting the breeze like Chicago.
Yeah,
and,
Chris Rice. Yeah, Chris
what?
Rice says Switch has been super dry this
year.
year.
That's how you feel?
What do you mean? What did I say?
Come on, dog.
Oh, come on, say let us all in. What do you do?
You already said shooting the breeze like Chicago. That's how you feel?
Oh,
listen. The way Chicago be acting, they be shooting the breeze like the breeze is the ops. What do you mean, man?
Wow, that's good. What you saying?
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, Kmega?
All right, yeah, what up, guys?
That's Kmega. What's good?
What's happening? What's going on?
Nothing much, my guy. You been wilding on Twitter, dog. What's going on with you?
Have we updated our dictionary yet?
You know how I do. I just got to sit here and just have to let people know what's really going on. I mean, it's no, you know what I'm saying? It's no different when I see y'all post whatever y'all post. I just
It'd be a lot of conspiracy theories coming out of you, my boy. I'd be worried about you.
Bro,
I'd be worried about you, Kmega.
There no need to be worried about me. I mean, everything is fine my way. Some of the things that's been coming up, I've been saying for years. Matter of fact, I think I said it on this show.
Well, let's get these intros. Let's get these intros going, then you guys
can talk about it.
Yeah.
I
feel like y'all talking like y'all cousins throwing shade at each other.
I know how to figure out, man. You know what I mean?
Y'all can't get me up to speed.
All right. So yeah, Weapon Wheel Podcast, episode 251. Let's shout out to all the supporters, the patrons, the viewers. Shout out to all y'all. We appreciate y'all support. 251 episodes in. We are no longer on SoundCloud. SoundCloud, if you haven't heard, if you want to watch us on audio platforms, we're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Check the Anchor list in the description, the Anchor link. They pretty much distribute the podcast to all the other audio platforms on the internet. So if y'all want to know where we're at besides YouTube, check that link. So yeah, shout out to all the people who support the podcast on Patreon. After Dark will be tonight as usual. You should check out the Patreon link in the description, and you get that After Dark. It'd be at least 2 hours long. We be talking about crazy stuff. We get Bond's wild takes on women. We get Bond tales and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. Great conversations, gaming and non-gaming. So check that out. Make sure you hit the like button. Help the podcast grow. Help it expand to be seen by people who are not familiar with it yet. We got almost 800 people in here, but only 204 likes. So, listen, let's split the difference. We could at least get that up to 400. 400 of y'all ain't driving. I know y'all ain't busy. Y'all ain't driving while y'all listen to the podcast. Most of y'all home. Most of y'all looking at y'all phone. Just go ahead and hit the like button. Y'all ain't doing nothing, man. Come on. And if you want a gaming video to be featured during the podcast, just send me an email to weaponwheelpress@gmail.com, and I will get that in the video while we do the podcast. Yeah. And hit the join button to support the channel, become a member. You get custom emotes and chat badges. They're really cool. All right, let's do these intros. Start out with our guest, Kmega. What's good, man? What's going on, man?
What's happening with you, man? Glad to be asked to come back again, talk with the fellas. It's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm going to plan on having some fun, man. Like I said, man, thanks for having me for the invite, man. Thank you.
All right, Jimmy.
Yo, what's up, man? J Mega, I'm here.
All right, Jack.
What's good, everybody? What's popping? We here.
All right, Forte.
Yo, man, it's always great to be here on Weapon Wheel, man. Second time, glad to be back. Definitely loving the topics you got down there, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's have a great show.
All right, Bond.
What's going on, everybody? Nice, relaxing weekend. Be sure to check out the After Dark. The After Dark is always popping.
Yeah, Jack.
Oh, and also be sure to follow me on Twitter because that's where the fun happens.
All right, Jack.
I just did the intro, but hello, everybody again.
Oh, my bad. Did I miss somebody?
What the fuck? Are you good, bro?
You looking for smooth?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little hungry.
Got to double down, man.
Yeah. Forte, did I call you?
Yeah, you did.
Hey,
I'm hungry.
I
need a snack. I need a snack. No, man. You know what it is. Because listen. So my wife. Y'all know about Qdoba? I don't know how popular.
I definitely know about Qdoba.
So we order Qdoba, right? And it's weird because we order Qdoba, and like maybe 6 minutes after we order Qdoba, we had the doorbell ring, and it's Qdoba. Oh, wait, what? How could y'all be here 6 minutes after we ordered? It's a completely wrong order. They literally gave us somebody else's food. It even got their name on it. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna eat their food because they just, they gonna give us our food
as you should.
Yeah,
you should.
Yeah, they didn't give us our food. They told us to keep somebody else's food. So I'm gonna eat. God, I've been blessed by God, but I ain't get to eat it yet because it threw me off.
I ain't that motherfucker did it because you and this hoe talking crazy.
I ain't eat it yet, so that's why I'm a little bit off.
Introduce the topic and then get you.
I'm a little off, but Smooth, what's going on?
What's up, guys? My bad.
Oh,
that was my intro?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the intro?
Oh, what's up, everybody? It's the best spot, Kid Smooth.
All right.
That better?
Hey, Smooth, you good, bro?
Yeah, man. Who was you just arguing with that made you late?
You was mad sad on that last video.
My curtains fell and I had to put them back up.
Something always going on. Something always going on in the Smooth household, man.
Yeah.
Every Sunday. This shit crazy.
There's probably a story behind that curtain falling. It didn't just fall by itself.
Okay. All right. Let's get into these topics. First of all, some of you may already know I was on a GameSpot content creator panel. Appreciate all of y'all showing up for that. If you haven't seen that, go to GameSpot, after the podcast, check that out. Had a conversation with some other content creators like Afro Senju, the Mighty Keith, Sun Pie, Tiana Mercedes. Go check that out. Go support Black content creators and all that good stuff. And I'm going to open up the Weapon Wheel. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the Weapon Wheel Discord to people on the Patreon only. I got to do a little bit of cleaning first, cleaning out, because there's some people in the Discord right now. I don't know who the hell they are. So, and then I'm gonna figure out how to safely give the link to people in the that are supporting us on Patreon only, because we don't want it to become you know how it became before.
It should be zero tolerance policy on the Discord, and I'll come in there and moderate.
I'm gonna need to give some people some mod privileges in there and stuff like that.
No,
so
give me an hour. They call me the cleaner. I'll take care of it.
Okay, all right. I got you, Chief. And first of all, before we get into any topics, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. Died just, what was it, yesterday from Friday from colon cancer. At the age of, they was debating on his age. I don't know if he was 42 or 43. Apparently he was 43. He was obviously Black Panther. He was Jackie Robinson. He was Thurgood Marshall. He was in a lot of James Brown. A lot of biopics. So yeah, man. Shout out to him. Untimely. Rest in peace to him, man. So yeah. Let's get into these topics. Let's see what I want to start out with. Let's see. Should we just get right into? No, yeah. So PlayStation and PC. So Sony has reiterated their intentions to put more first-party games on PC. They said, quote, "We will explore expanding our first-party titles to the PC platform." This is in a report, in order to promote further growth in our profitability. So y'all know I'm definitely down for this. I want to see God of War on PC, definitely Bloodborne on PC. I want to play those at 120, and all the visual fidelity. We know Jack ain't with that move. Like, my stance is always, I don't see nothing wrong with them putting it on PC. Like a little bit after the actual console launch. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Even if it's the same day, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I'm not bothered by it. Y'all thoughts on this?
I'll go first. You're not getting.
No. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Let's go.
Jimmy being proactive.
No. I want to say something real quick.
What's up?
Two things. The first thing, I think they could put these games on PC for one reason. It's something smart that PlayStation actually is doing going forward with exclusives. All right. They got a lot of stuff going on with the controller, and I know most of it is true, some of it is not. But based off the way the controller works for these exclusives, right, and the way the SSD is going to work and all of these features, I think that the experience might be better had on PlayStation 5. So I don't know how they're going to get away with doing that, but if they do decide to do that, right, I don't think it'll be that bad, considering the best experience for these games based off like how Horizon Zero Dawn turned out and games that use like these controller features and stuff like that. I think it won't be that bad of an experience for them to do it, but I just don't see how it's going to work because, like I said, with the SSD features, right? If a standard PC SSD is what's the speed? 3 gigahertz, and the PlayStation's 5 gigahertz. I don't see how that's going to work per se, because that to me is going to make for them to make a hard port. But like I said, I think the ideal is not bad, but with PlayStation having these gimmicks with the controller, I don't think that it's going to work that well.
Okay. So you're saying they're going to miss out on the experience playing on PC because of controller. Okay. Bob?
Right. I'm pretty sure they're going to have it where you could use the controller on PC, but it's still not going to be the same.
Wait a minute. Is BG eating on a podcast?
I definitely
the man almost passed out.
Eating Mexican food.
He went to go scarf real quick. Give him a
No,
second.
I had some orange juice. I just threw back some orange juice.
No, I'm just saying. It sounds like you got more than orange juice in your mouth right now.
Oh, come on! Whoa!
Here we go.
Whoa!
Is this how this podcast is going now?
Hey,
Damn.
can I speak on the topic real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
You heard what Smooth said last week on Project Xbox or whatever.
Oh, Microsoft fills him up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said Phil Spencer fills him up.
Jack.
Oh, he actually said that. I was wondering where that's cool.
Well, as you know, if you've been watching the podcast, none of this concerns me. However, I will say this: there is value in exclusivity. Anybody that tells you otherwise is lying. And yeah, and if you're a PlayStation primary gamer and you're okay with this, you're a fucking idiot, because PlayStation has a proprietary service called PS Now that they promised us that would have every PlayStation game on it, and it's nowhere near realizing that potential. So listen, they haven't lived up to their end of the bargain yet. But instead of doing that, they're gonna try to increase their financials on another platform. That's not what the purpose of PS Now is to play PlayStation games anywhere, right? They said this in 2012. PC is anywhere, right? So why would you bring the games natively when you haven't bought them on a fucking proprietary service that you're supposed to be supporting? So if PS Now fails, it's their fault. If all this shit fault, it's gonna be their fault, bro. I thought services was the future, but now they not. Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be their fault, Jack. Who else fault would it be?
No, I'm just saying, I don't want to hear no blame. You know, when Xbox and all shit, they always got somebody to blame. It's this and that. No, this is strictly PlayStation. Soon as this shit flop, it's on them. I don't want to hear shit else. If they go out of business, it's on them. All right.
Yeah, Jack, I want to say something. Jack, I want to ask you something. You think this is because of the situation with Xbox? Why do you feel like they could do that? Because if Xbox was competing in that lane like they used to, I don't think they would have got that.
Bro, if Xbox was as successful as Xbox proclaimed to be, and if Game Pass was as successful as they pretend it is, PlayStation games would be day and date on PS Now. They don't they put PlayStation games on PS Now for like 2 weeks, and they're like, fuck it, get it within this 2 weeks, or you ain't gonna get them, right? A couple of months, like, bro, they don't give a fuck, bro. They ain't gonna never give a fuck as long as they ain't got no competition. That's why they doing all
that's
this.
What I think it is. I think that's why they're doing it. I think that's exactly
absolutely. I agree with that.
22.4 million in less than 3 months is no competition. You, Jack?
What?
I said
you talking about?
22.4 million sales of Animal Crossing New Horizons exclusively for the Nintendo Switch in 3 months. It's not competition.
You really came here to say that dumbass shit, Blandrew?
No, I'm here for the whole episode.
You came here to talk about Animal Crossing, boy.
Well, no, what does that have to do with the threat to PS Now? Like, PS Now not, like Sony not improving PS Now.
Yeah, Nintendo ain't got no download service like that.
No, I'm talking to Jack saying,
we're talking about relevant streaming services, not Nintendo Switch right now.
Oh, well then, yeah, Nintendo don't need
to do that. Jesus. Thank you for your input.
But I do find it ironic and hilarious that, PlayStation and Xbox guys were saying for years that Nintendo needs to go third party just for Nintendo to be the last one to support this PC nonsense. I find that kind of funny.
I support Nintendo and sticking to their guns. You know what I mean?
Me too.
They ain't bought out the game in fucking like 4 months. They like, fuck it, y'all gonna go play that Animal Crossing, or you ain't gonna have shit to do. I love it. I fuck with it.
Okay. Bond, you had more thoughts on this?
I don't think you'll be seeing anything day and date. You'll be getting PlayStation games on PC probably 3-4 years out from their release. So whatever they're putting out on PC, I feel like will be like a Horizon situation, be 3-4 years out. Or
that's stranded. Fine.
That's interesting.
Or hold on, let me finish. Or it'll be something like this: Horizon's coming out too, so they put Horizon 1 out. I would figure if God of War would technically be considered 5, or what are we at now?
Oh no, it's way more than 5.
We're trying to say what I'm saying.
It's like 8 out of 10.
In the mainline one, the last one be considered 4.
The last one.
It's more than 5. It's
the
mainline. Let's just assume the last one was 4, right?
Yeah, the last one was 4.
I would assume that 4 will come on PC a little bit before 5 comes out on the PS5. What I think they're trying to do is they're going to be drip feeding. They're going to be drip feeding these games on PC that are no longer relevant to console sales,
right?
But in a fashion that will be like, look, y'all like this on PC. The new one's out now on PlayStation 5. So if you want that new hotness, you know where you got to buy it. I don't think they're going to be putting out new games day and date on the PC.
That's why.
All right.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be like a year. I don't think they're going to go extreme like they've been doing with Horizon and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be as fast as it was with Death Stranding, but I do think for the most part, within the first 3 to 4 months, that game has run its course for most people. It does get a bigger bump during the holiday sale period when a lot of games go on sale. But once you get past that holiday, you're pretty much in no man's land. Those games are pretty much already relegated to the $20 bin when it comes to like their best selling games. So they're already selling them at a huge discounted price on the console at that point anyway. So I just think a lot of people don't realize that with PC, the people that if you were going to buy a PlayStation, you were going to buy it anyway just for those games. So they're talking to the people that just refuse to go out and buy a PS4 or an Xbox or anything, saying, hey, here's our game. We're putting it on Steam. And yeah, they could play it on PS Now, but who really wants to stream games? Nobody wants to stream games. So that's definitely not a viable option, especially when you're talking about the hardware that a lot of these people have. If you don't have the hardware, I can definitely see streaming being an option, but they're not really talking to the people that are doing that. They're talking to the people that have the power, the capability to go out and play these games at the fidelity that they want to play them in. And that's where that 1 year is going to come into play. I don't think it's going to be earlier than that. I do think it's going to be in that time frame, though.
Here's the problem with that. So you're saying that they're just going to put on PC for people that aren't going to buy a PlayStation anyway. That's right. But here's also the problem. If you're putting it on the PC for people that won't buy a PlayStation anyway, there's also going to be a group of people that won't buy the PlayStation anymore because they're just going to buy it on PC. So yeah,
they'll wait it out.
But how many people do that now? How many people do you know?
Every damn PC gamer.
How many PC gamers do you know that have a place? Like, where does PlayStation make their money from? Do they make it off of you just buying the system and just their exclusive, or do they make it off you buying their system, the exclusives, and all the third
party games and their
licensing? What do you hear? But what do you see? All of these PC gamers that do buy the system, yeah, they do get to sell off the system. They do get to sell off all their exclusives. But what do they do with their system when they're done with them? Their PC is sitting in, their PlayStation is sitting in the corner waiting for the next exclusive to come out. So
you also got to figure there's games that aren't on PC that are on consoles only, not just exclusive.
Well, no, and that's the ones that those people buy. Like if it's something that you can't get on PC, then you're just stuck. You're gonna play it on a platform. You can play it on, especially if you want it. I just think it's getting to a point now where Sony is looking at it like, hey, we definitely want to make more money. Now we have a person that's in charge that was in charge of nothing but finances when it came to the PlayStation platform. He's all about making this money. I don't think he's going to go hardcore like Microsoft did. They kind of just they basically closed their eyes and said, this is what we're going to do. Sony said, we're not doing that because we still have a viable platform in our PlayStation platform. People still want to buy the system, where Microsoft is on the other side of that. So now they're looking like, how do we get people into our ecosystem that didn't even think about wanting to buy a PlayStation? Because they know people are going to still buy it. They're going to have a lot of cross-pollination between the two platforms. But overall, they're going to get more benefit by just putting it on another platform 6 months to a year later than trying to convince those people to buy a system, because either they're not going to buy it or they're not going to get the benefit of buying it from the sales because they're not going to buy the third-party games that's going to make them the most money.
Here's also the problem, though. Like Jack said, look, I love Final Fantasy. Guess what game I haven't played yet?
Remake.
And you know why I'm not playing it?
Because you're waiting for PC.
Exactly.
If
you put a game, let's just say Horizon 2, right? Comes out on PlayStation 5.
And we know it's coming to PC.
PC gamers will not buy it on PS5. They'll just wait.
They'll just wait.
They will just wait.
Facts.
Because look,
and
everybody's got a backlog. They'll just wait.
Also, I want to say I think a good majority of the people that buy these games on PC actually double dip too. By the way, don't forget those people.
Oh yes,
that's more people than you think.
But there's a lot of people like shout out to Slumbo, he in the chat. He is people like him that won't wait at all. Like he knows that Final Fantasy was coming to other platforms a year later. So he said, screw that. I got a PlayStation. I'm not going to wait for it. I'm just going to play it on the system I want to.
Yeah, but we're talking about the people that don't have the PC gamers that don't have a PlayStation. They won't go out and buy a PlayStation. They will wait.
But there's way more people that will wait than go out and buy a platform that they don't. So, and they can't. And the thing is, when you're running your business, you got to kind of think along those lines too. It's like, I know there's going to be people, no matter what I do or what I say, now that they just started this whole precedent of them putting their games over there, not just one, it's been like 3 games so far. So
Sony has put exclusives on PC before. They had Sony Online Entertainment. But here's also the thing.
I agree with that.
If you're pushing software sales on PC over hardware, you make less money in the long run. When people buy your system, they buy third-party games, they buy DLC, you get third-party revenues. So it would not be smart to be, look, for the gamers it'd be awesome, but I'm just talking from Sony's perspective. It would not be smart to put the games on there day one and have people not buy PlayStations because they're buying off of Steam. They're in Steam's ecosystem. Sony's not making 30% third-party licensing fees off of Steam. That's valid money.
And PlayStation Plus.
Hey,
exactly.
Hey, real quick. I think I got a little challenge going on Twitter, by the way. It's pertaining to this topic. I made a tweet yesterday. Okay. You know, it's all cool and dandy, y'all getting PlayStation games. Thanks for the exclusives. I get the trolling. I tweeted out, right? Persona 4 Golden, Horizon, Death Stranding. Now, I've seen benchmarks. I've seen picture screenshots. You laughing with the game. I ain't seen not a one of you motherfuckers tweet that you beat these games. Now, I will give y'all credit. Out of the 100 or so responses, I got 2 screenshots of somebody that said they put 47 hours into Horizon and somebody put like 70 hours into Persona, right? But once again, you motherfuckers ain't beating these games, y'all. So y'all claim to want, y'all claim, you know. I don't know, bro. Y'all got it.
I mean, like,
if
for me,
if you got proof of you beating these games on PC, please tweet me because I'm curious.
Like Jack, you already know I platinumed Horizon on PS4. But yeah, I'm not playing that. I still have the PC version, but I'm not playing it until like they make even more
did your benchmark. You got your screenshots. You're like, all right, I'm cool.
Well, that's how I feel. That's where I'm at, BG. I was there day one to play Horizon on. PC.
I'm waiting on improvements.
I own it on console with all the DLC and everything too. If it wasn't for Breath of the Wild, I probably would have beat it already. But the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, that game does not function on like I went to go install the new update and I'm like, this game still got problems.
I turned it right off. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Okay, nope, still not how I want it. Turn it off.
Hey, Death Stranding flawless though. What's good with that one?
I want to play Horizon on PC. That's one of the reasons why I kind of just updated the shit earlier.
Look, man, the game looks phenomenal on PC, especially if you got an ultra wide monitor. But the fact that I'm not even getting a quarter of my performance that I'm supposed to be getting on a platform with a 2080 on it. No, man, we gotta wait for that.
And I'm definitely in the double dipper. You know, there's the double dipper demographic. I'm definitely a double dipper.
You're like a quadruple. How many copies of Resident Evil 4 you have?
Well, like 8. Yeah, probably every play.
You sticking the head, bro.
You double dipping worse than Mario Kart Double Dash.
But yeah, like, you know, there's that demographic. The only game I've ever waited, and I'm still waiting for it to come to PC, is Neo 2. That's the only game I've ever done it on. I probably will never do it again. And the only reason I'm waiting for Neo 2 to come on PC,
you cannot play Souls at 30.
Yeah, and no, I think they have a 60 frames mode, but the game is ugly. Like, I think Neo, the first Neo, was like might have been like 900p at 60 frames on when it first came out on PS. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I can't like 900p or even 1080p is blurry. It's super blurry at this point. Now. So I was like, nah, I can't do that, bro. We gonna have to. I'm gonna have to wait. But other than that, yeah, I don't see myself waiting for a game to come to PC again. Besides that situation, so yeah. Anybody else got any opinions on this before I move on?
Yeah, no, I agree with some of everybody. Everybody's made some great points. I think that it's really mostly just financial. I think it's just a smart move. It's business. If you just look at it, how games are more expensive than they ever been. And so what you also want to think about is that, like, when you want God of War 2 to come out to be bigger and better, you know, and you sell just so many, even though you have so many other consoles that's being sold, that's still that the game is still going to cost more, and putting those games on PC is giving new revenue. It's just what it is. Now, it's a debate. I think ever since that they changed their logo to PlayStation Studios, it said it right there in that Gumusatra article that this was the vision because they wanted other people to see that these were PlayStation games. And PC gamers are never going to just go over to consoles, and there are console gamers who just won't go to PC. They don't want console gamers don't want the headache of PC. That's not false. That is not false. I mean, as somebody who has a gaming PC myself, there's always going to be a console market. Always.
Jack, what system do all PC gamers own, and mostly those losers defend it?
The Nintendo Switch.
Exactly.
Okay, well, regardless, I mean, it is what it is. There's just not. There's always going to be a console market, and until even if with XCloud and all of those things. Even if they start taking off, which it looks like it will, because the newer generation, they are into mobile gaming, maybe more than anybody on this panel. But it just makes sense. I made that stance when I first came on. When I said, look, it's still as long as it's still on the console as an exclusive and not on other consoles, it's still an exclusive. I haven't changed my thought process behind it. It's just going over to a different platform, and it's just smart. And the more that you see it, and I've had my PC for a while, and I've seen games like Noonie Cooney and all just now you see Persona.
What is this Noonie Cooney name?
Noonie Cooney's great. I love Noonie Cooney. Man, come on. But anyway, so you got all these different games that come from PlayStation that were second and third party that was already on PC. It just makes more sense that they need to bring those games out, because once those games are done and they're beaten, the fact is that those game sales, I think it was Forte that brought it up. That's it. Then they go into the greatest hits, man. Then they could go ahead and just get more revenue by bringing them over to PC. Now I don't know how many is sold for Horizon Zero Dawn or Death Stranding, but regardless, it is what it is. I mean, it's just no different than when Xbox put Gears 4. And there was problems and issues, but then when Forza 6 came over there, it ran smooth and ran fantastic. So they're going to have their hiccups, but once PlayStation start really getting more and more of these games, which they will come, it's just a smart decision overall, man. I don't see how anybody could look at this as this is the doom of PlayStation or Xbox, because there's always going to be those fans. There's not going to be a person that's going to say, look, I'd rather just play on my PC more than I'd rather play on my Xbox or my PlayStation.
But Kmega, let me ask you a question, right?
All right.
Now, you say you don't see how somebody can say this could be the doom. It's factually, numerically proven that Xbox console numbers have been down greatly since they have introduced their games to the PC market. Is that right or wrong?
I don't know where you get your numbers
the last
from.
financial, I believe their console sales was down like what, 48%, 50%.
But they said they don't care about selling consoles. Also.
Yeah, because I mean, look, when you look at the situation when people are making this, because I used to argue with Porter Rock and others, they used to say that hardware sales were the end all, and I've always said it was the software. I didn't say that. Hold on, this is what I'm saying. And I've always said no. It's the hardware sales. They don't really make the money off of the hardware sales. And then when we come to find out that they only made like $18 per unit.
Okay.
But hold on. Let me finish. But then at that point, Xbox and Windows and PC, Microsoft is a PC company, so therefore it makes perfect sense. That
they also supposed to be a gaming company, though.
They are. They still making.
Okay,
so
a gaming.
I can understand if they hold on. Yes. I can understand if they were trying to push away consoles by saying, look, we're not making a console. We're just going to put our games primarily on PC and on our older hardware while there's newer hardware that's coming. Then that's a different discussion. But there's a new console that's coming. So therefore, for people still thinking that Xbox is moving away from it when they have the more powerful console that's coming out, then okay. What's your point?
My point is there's a new console coming out, correct? But it has no mind share, and the current product that it's replacing is basically, it's not even getting phased out by Microsoft, even though it's getting phased out by consumers because they're not buying it, right? The numbers just lead me to believe that the console sale will continue to dwindle because these games are available in multiple places. They're even introducing more ways to play them.
So how is it that but we're talking about overall for consoles. If you could just primarily just go and say about what Xbox is supposed to be doing, if it's not doing well, then I don't know how they're still making profit after being third. There's really no other company that's really done it. If they, for the mistakes that's been happening, for all the, hold on, wait, let me make this
profit
point.
And revenue is two different things.
But hold on, wait. This is the thing.
What's up?
They have a different. This is one thing that I've always stressed is that all these consoles need to have their own identity. And gamers and consumers will make the decision of where they want to play mostly at. But when you see with the 3 consoles, they're all sold. There's not like a fail is what the Wii U done. Xbox is sold anywhere from what 50 to 60 million.
The Xbox One is a failure, dog.
I don't know how you can look at it. See, I know you don't care.
It's a failure, bro. I don't care how you cut it, bro. It's a failure, bro. Selling under 50. Wait.
But how do you know that it's sold under 50? Do you actually know the numbers?
Bro, it's sold around 50.
Do you actually know the numbers?
Kmega, we can be generous, right? A console in the modern day selling under 60 or 70 million units is a fucking failure, dog. It's a failure. No way around.
I mean, there is a way around it because you don't know how many have sold.
Every
now
PlayStation console.
At first, it was supposed to be 18. It was supposed to be 18 to 30 million. They're over there. Everybody can agree that they're over there now.
I think the last.
But let's just.
Can I interject for one quick sentence, real quick?
Go ahead.
About the non-profitability. You can Microsoft can still be profitable without selling. I mean, the GameCube only sold 20 million and got waxed by the Xbox and the PS2. They were still profitable.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, look, and everybody. Well, the situation overall is when you have like what Smooth is over here. Jack Smooth is trying to say is, or when he's trying to say, well, Xbox is not. This is the reason why they're phasing out, and then just try to make it all about what Xbox has done. Xbox One has done this generation, but not look at the overall how PlayStation has done, what the Nintendo Switch is doing. Overall, when you put all these consoles together, there is still a huge market. Remember when they were talking about that mobile was going to destroy the console market? That was an absolute lie.
Hey, man, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What is you said? I'm discrediting what PlayStation and Nintendo are doing, but opposed to Microsoft. And there's
you are when you just got your focus on just one thing on one.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
What is the main difference between Nintendo and Sony currently in Microsoft?
What's the what? Say that again.
What is the main difference?
Microsoft doesn't care if you buy their console.
Microsoft does not have exclusive games that PlayStation and Nintendo does, right? That's the main difference.
You can't keep using that argument because those games are going to eventually come to PC.
We're talking about the here and now.
I've seen your tweets. I've seen you go crazy. Once you know what I'm saying. MLB, for instance. MLB is going to be coming to everything next year.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
I can't wait for it. Right? So
that's cool.
I'm saying,
you watch baseball? You watch baseball?
This nigga Jack.
I'm a fan of the Padres. I'm, you know, saying.
Oh, really? Who's your favorite player?
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get this.
Who's your favorite player on the Padres, Joe?
Bro, hey, understand this.
Who is your favorite player on the Padres, Steve?
Why does it have to matter what's my favorite player?
So you don't have a favorite player on your favorite sport.
My favorite player for all time is Tony Gwynn.
Did he play for the Padres?
Yes, he did play for the Padres. What are you talking about?
Who's your favorite player currently, though? Who's your favorite player currently?
I think his name is Tate. I think he's Tate.
How the fuck you think you know your favorite player? Hey, yo, my man.
Because I watched the pennant race, and my team hasn't.
We're gonna have to wrap this topic up soon, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap
it up. Again.
Who is your favorite player on the Padres, sir?
I told you Tony Gwynn. That's my favorite player all time.
Not all time.
Hold on. Okay, what is y'all point?
Who's your current favorite player on the Padres?
Jack, what's your point with this? Jack, what's your point?
My point is, how are you so excited for MLB to show and you don't even watch the MLB?
I do watch MLB.
I'm excited for FIFA 22, but my favorite player is Pele. Come on, bro, stop this, bro.
Well, okay, again, what are you trying to say?
Stop the cap, man. Stop the cap, bro.
I am excited for MLB. I have.
Who's your favorite player on the Padres?
PlayStation. I told you my favorite player is Tony Gwynn.
Currently, who's your favorite current player on the Padres?
No, Kmega about to die for the cause on this one,
bro. There's no cause on this. You come here trying
to love a team. You don't know no players.
I just told you Tate.
Tate? You say you think his name is Tate? Is his name for sure Tate?
It should be Tate.
It should be Tate. Hey, check this out. My favorite player on the Memphis Grizzlies is John Morant, Jaren Jackson. I can damn near name the whole roster, right? I know my favorite Titans players. How you don't know the favorite?
Can we get back to the point, though?
What was the point?
Again, why are you trying to make this about what's my favorite player on the Padres, when
I
I say that
was
I'm a fan of
just trying to
Padres,
point out that you're
then I'm talking
excited for
about,
something you don't
look,
know nothing about. But go ahead.
again, I said my favorite baseball team is the Padres. Doesn't mean that anything. What we're talking about is that those games that's coming over to Xbox and to PC and well, it ain't gonna most likely come to the Switch, but it could. I don't know, it might. But the thing of it is when you have their actual situation overall is they're going to make more money. MLB told them, look, the way that they probably made good for whatever for it is for baseball game. They're the only baseball game in town, but the MLB said, look, you have to go ahead and we need to expand. I seen you get upset about that, and there you shouldn't have been upset about it, because what's that do? That gives that game a lot more eyes, a lot more hands on it. And
I feel that.
with all other PlayStation games.
You know why I got upset? You know why I got upset though, Kmega, bro? I get upset because then it's gonna lead to people that don't watch baseball but claim they watch baseball. You know,
I do watch baseball. I'd watch the.
All right, we wrapping this up.
Watching the wrong team.
And my team don't make the pennant race.
I think you watching the wrong team, Kmega. That's all I'm saying.
I just told you my team doesn't make the playoffs. They're doing decent this year. They're doing good this year.
Right,
so
we wrapping this topic up.
I'm a root for them. I'm a root for them.
We wrapping this topic up. I will say the only thing about MLB is like always thought that like when I've looked at the MLB like sales numbers and I always thought I don't know how PlayStation keeps like outputting these. Not that like I don't know how much it takes to make each year, but they were never like selling that well. Some of them barely made $1 million.
I'm sure they don't cost that much money to produce, though. Like,
but there's a lot. But you also
what games don't cost a lot to produce?
I'm sure they're getting some type of funding from MLB.
They're making a lot. They're paying a lot of money for those games.
Yeah,
they got to spend a lot of money. Yeah, the licensing for players' likeness, all of that. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you the fact that game was only available on PlayStation, even though they probably weren't making a lot of money just on MLB itself. Most of the people that probably play that game, they don't really play that many other things, so that makes them kind of tied to that ecosystem. So they're making more money off those systems when they buy that system just to play MLB than anything else. They're probably saying these people are probably going to buy like 10 or 15 games over the course of of owning the system, and they look at that as probably part of the ecosystem of those people buying into PlayStation.
Okay, so
somebody said MLB 20 is the top 10 best-selling games this year, BG.
Really? Okay, all right. Listen, that surprises me.
I mean, everything is this year because everybody's sitting at home.
Right. So I mean, and look, like I said, they're going to sell more by expanding their brand, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
They are Kmega, but at the same time, people are going to start saying, well, I used to have to, depend on PlayStation to get my MLB fix. Now I can get it anywhere. Fuck PlayStation.
So okay, I wanna move on to some other topics because we got to get to some other stuff. I know y'all can go all day with this one.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Some smaller topics just to touch on and mention. So Street Fighter V and PUBG are the September PlayStation Plus games coming, and the Blob 2 and I think the original Division game is the games with gold, and I don't know what I think there's some other games.
Division, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think because I didn't see
Division 1.
Why ain't your boy too, yo?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
they both were in Game Pass at some point.
They're both in game. Yeah, Division 2, I think, is still in Game Pass.
I don't even know why they still trying to push it Division 1. That's an insult.
Jimmy hit him up.
So yeah,
was like, oh, put that on Game Pass.
Yeah, so those are the free games. I think games with gold is still giving away games for 360, ain't there? I think
360 and Xbox, the original Xbox, they still
giving. They are.
Yeah, they're still.
Yeah, that's how I got the game Juju.
What the fuck is Juju?
Juju was I think on there like last month or 2 months ago.
What the fuck is that?
It looked like some Nick Jr. game, honestly.
What are these nut ass games you're playing? and what is this one game you're playing with the irregular?
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry. My bad, yo. Oh my god. You talking about
Tell Me Why? That's the word I use. I'm trying to be politically correct and not like I don't know what these irregulars want to be called nowadays. So I just
are Xbox fans hyping up Tell Me Why because
that's it. So. Tell me why. Okay, so. Like there's so many good games out there. I feel like you haven't played.
And I played a lot of good games.
And yet you use Game Pass to play trash.
No, but okay. Yes, Game Pass. I've always had. I'm not afraid to say this. I've played a lot of games I played in Game Pass were games I don't intend to buy outside of the Xbox exclusives, like major.
Exactly,
games.
it's just pussy thrown in your face. You don't really like it, but she's like, "Hey, I'm down."
Yeah, it's just that like it'll be. It's like I rather instead of spending like or wasting $30 or $40 on like a fucking buyer's remorse. I mean, I played in Game Pass. I either like it or love it. If I like it, awesome. I'm happy I finished it. If I don't, it's like I just uninstall it, call it a day.
All right, Smooth. Hold up. Speaking of buyer's remorse, how many Xboxes you buy this generation?
I bought plenty, but but I bought just as many Xbox as purchases. I bought as many PlayStations. So I got like video unboxing.
And there's no remorse for the Xbox that I bought.
Doesn't have buyer's remorse.
How many Xbox you buy, Kmega?
I bought 4.
Okay. I didn't want you guys to explain this to me, right?
Yeah.
I can understand possibly owning two of the same console. Possibly. If you have kids or you want them in different rooms, whatever. What is the point of owning 4?
Bond, you notice we don't keep all 4.
Right, yeah, because of kids.
Oh, okay. So it's not just yours.
And then of course, when I upgrade, so I just go ahead and the only one that I got rid of that I traded in was the S. But the Fat I kept, and because I didn't even, because I was like, if anything happens or anything, I want to make sure that I keep one of the consoles.
That makes sense because when you said you have 4, I'm assuming you're not saying.
Well, you said how many did I get? I said 4.
Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay. But you understand what I'm saying. Like for one,
but I also bought 2 PlayStation 4s though.
Yeah, so. Well, yeah, but I'll say, like you said, you had kids. But I know some people like Crap Gamer said he had like followed. Bro, you're single. You don't got no girl. You know, like why do you need 5?
Because people don't like walking from one room to the other.
That's what I was doing. I was just like, let me just go. But Xbox is the only platform that make it that easy because I know with PlayStation I kept having to upload my data and then download it.
Every time you turn on that damn console, you got to upload the data.
But you know what you could do? You could just get that portable thing, and you wouldn't have any of them problems.
And it works really good though. I don't know how many of you guys ever used the XCloud, but it works fantastic, especially when you have it linked up to your full library of games. My wife was tried it out and she was playing Peggle on the phone, so it was So I definitely think
I got a question about XCloud, right?
Yeah.
Now I haven't tried XCloud. I'm sure it's a decent service, probably even a great service. But why is there such a willingness to give XCloud a shot, but not shit like PS Now, Stadia?
I have gave PS Now when it first came out.
PS Now was trash though, Jack. Come on.
It just didn't. The games.
Can I also chime in on this, Jackmove? Because Jackmove, before I became the kid Smooth, like my most popular video was PS Now video, where I was hyping and stuff like that. The different reason why I don't super care about PS Now because PS Now is not like a mobile streaming. I don't want to stream games like on a big screen TV.
What about remote play? Yeah, remote play didn't do nothing for y'all when it was. It's been around since 2012. Remote play.
Well, I didn't have a what. Like, are you talking about like
you had to have a
VG? 1,300 people tell me hit that like button, please.
Yeah, can y'all?
You can remote play through iOS devices now.
We would appreciate if y'all hit that like button.
Y'all never gave that a shot? Y'all any Apple guys in here? Y'all don't care about remote play?
No, Jack is just trying to make a point.
Are you up here trying to what narrative you trying to?
Jack just trying to make a point. Okay,
I'm asking a question. I'm saying remote play.
He's trying to get a win.
Yeah. I mean, to be frank with you, Jack, I barely even use XCloud. I only use XCloud when I know I'm going to wherever I'm going.
The only reason people. Yeah, the only reason people know about XCloud as much as they do is because Microsoft talks about it all.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm gonna tell you what they're on right?
Because guess what? I did the same thing with I did the same thing when it came to remote play, but I didn't use it as much because it was one of those things that was like kind of out of sight, out of mind. I didn't really think about it until Sony came out and talked about it. It was like, remote play, use your controller, use your Vita whenever you're not at the house or something.
This is all I'm saying, all right. This is all I'm saying, all right. Crossplay been around since like 2010, 2011. Nobody gives a fuck. You put a term on a smart delivery. Now it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? Remote play been around for a fucking decade. It didn't fucking matter until Xbox said XCloud.
Jack sounded like Jack. Jack be sounding like the bitter ex that didn't get attention.
My thing is, this is my thing. I'm not knocking either or. I'm just saying there's never, I hear this term same energy, and I never see the same energy with nobody in this community. I don't understand it personally,
Man,
but I digress. Continue.
I don't give a damn about cloud or any of this.
I thought it's just like with the Switch. I thought that was a cool premise. I mean, I know some people they don't want to call it a console because it hooks up to a television or whatever. That's on them. But just the thought, like when I went out there and we played it out there at E3, it was just something different because I didn't come in there with high expectations. I just was like, oh well, this could be something. But then once you get to play it and then how it looks, like there's nothing that looks that good in the market today. Nothing. And so and it actually there's some games that has some lag. Like if you try to play the older Madden, Madden 20, it has a little lag. You try to play a couple of games, but when you play like something like Gears, you play Halo, you play Hellblade, something like that, it's like flawless, absolutely flawless, and it's just like you're just playing it feels like you're playing on your from your TV or from your Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Just on your phone. It is just different. So that's why I think that it's definitely going to take off because of how people enjoy playing mobile and you myself, I'm not going to use it all the time, but then if there's those times that I am somewhere, I usually bring it with me. So just in case if it's going to be somewhere it's going to be boring and I don't really care to be, so I'll just pop in and I'll just play it there.
Okay.
So it's really cool though.
So we got 1,300 live views in here. Can y'all could do us a favor and hit that like button? We would definitely appreciate it.
What's that shit called? What's the Xbox shit called? I forgot.
XCloud.
XCloud. Okay. Yeah, when you on the phone, right? Use a controller, right? Or you can play it.
You can do both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like when you get a phone call, your phone call will pop up and you'll hit the button and you can take the call or you can reject it. And I was playing Tekken. Matter of fact, I posted that
you played a fighting game through the cloud. Ooh,
and it worked fine. I played somebody online and I showed it on Twitter. It was last year, and that's when it was still it's a lot better now. So and it played fine. As a matter of fact, I beat the person because I was playing with it one-handed while I was showing while I was recording.
You probably wasn't moving on this screen.
This guy.
I'm pretty sure I was doing something because he was over here fighting for his life.
There's the use case. There's always going to be a use case for something. Like I'm not nowhere near one of those people that even want to play anything when it comes to streaming, but I did find usefulness in it when they had us working during this pandemic, when we were doing delivery at the door. I was sitting in my store, sitting there like, what the heck am I going to do? I would just open up XCloud and I would play games on it because it was just viable for me to do it, then bring a system to the store with me. Now, that's not going to be everybody's use case, but there will be people that's all they want to do on the system when they got downtime. And, we just got to kind of get used to that. But it's not going to be the ordinary thing for everybody to do, though.
Well, I do have a question for the Switch fans. Like, how many times do you take your Switch away with you when it's
every day? Every day.
So
I don't even know what the dock is for my Switch, honestly.
Really? See, I think that for some gamers like that, that's going to be the appeal. Because even though they may not even be into console gaming, because there is a mobile market. The mobile gaming market is bigger than anything, actually.
Like, I can literally tell you that my Switch is like every day. That's the one thing I never leave at home is my Switch. Even if I don't, there's been months I haven't touched, like this year. I haven't picked up my Switch in probably 3 months, but it's always in my backpack. My Pro controller is always in my backpack with me, just in case I want to sit down and just pick it up and play it when I'm out and about. Yeah. But the biggest thing is I always try to tell people about the Switch is the Switch was going to be successful just for the fact that Nintendo brought something to the market in a portable fashion like they did with the 3DS. And I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like, look, man, this thing is going to sell like crazy because people are going to be buying more than one. They're going to be buying 2, 3. And that's the reason this thing is doing as well as it's doing, because they literally just replaced the 3DS with the Switch.
So
and it's just going to get bigger and bigger as the rest of this generation goes on.
Yeah, my Switch is pretty much the polar opposite. It's never left the dock yet. I'm not playing that thing in handheld. That's how
I would play. That's how I would play the Switch, would be on the dock. So
yeah, I'm not doing no other way. So moving on from that, Okay, so Fall Guys news. On its success, it's the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game of all time. I don't know. Probably Rocket League might have held the record before this. I'm not sure, but Fall Guys holds it now, and it's probably by a wide margin. So
PlayStation fans don't like cartoon games, so you need to skip this.
Oh man, is that the case?
Who said that? Who said that, Kmega?
Is that the case?
Hey,
nobody said that, Kmega.
Bro, I see it all.
Don't do that, baby. Don't do that,
bro. I see it all the time. Y'all don't like cartoon looking games.
No, you talking about them?
Y'all need them AAA bangers.
That be them dick eaters.
Okay. I don't know.
One and done.
I need to interject right here. So, Sly Cooper, Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank.
One and done.
What the hell is that sock puppet game?
Little Big Planet.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon. I don't know what you're talking about, Kmega.
Bro, I'm just going by what I've been told. What I get told all the time.
I go by what sells.
By the stands. I'm just look. I have no problem with it. Of course, how I got my love for Sea of Thieves.
Let me reiterate and help them out. That started happening when Xbox started stepping into that lane of that stupid kiddie game shit. With the Games Pass and the
remember when Lucky's Tales came out?
Right.
And Lucky's Tales on PlayStation. That's a great model.
Now they started to change that energy. And they started changing that energy over to now Xbox got the kiddie games. Xbox. Matter of fact, Jack started this shit by
hold on.
I'm good. I remember.
You was doing to my 4K.
I did say Microsoft.
Actually, hold on. Wait. Time out. I'm gonna correct all of this. Let me explain the history. Let me explain the history. Okay. The slander of cartoony games for Xbox really started when they bragged about the most powerful console, but all they were showing was games that didn't use the power. That was the issue. It wasn't that PlayStation didn't like cartoon games.
They talked about, look, we didn't know anything. Well, maybe PC people talk, but console people weren't talking about resolutions and all that stuff. Nobody on my block was talking about any goddamn resolution until PlayStation started bringing it up, and then the stand started really taking off with it, talking about look at this more powerful. And then they talk about Knack.
Hey, Mr. Johnson, what resolution?
Stop it! Who
on your block talking to you about this shit? I'm trying to figure out.
I'm saying nobody on my block was talking about resolution. That's what I'm saying. No console gamers was talking about that. Like that. That's the more and more I crack up when I see console gamers that try to get into the specs aspect of things.
Oh, you mean the Scorpio, the East?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I see everybody wants to be a tech head. You know what I'm saying? But nobody was talking like this back in the PlayStation 3 360 era. Like, so it's really funny to me.
I'm gonna be real.
It's not like people don't learn. It's not like people can't learn.
Times change.
I gotta correct this. I gotta correct this. You're wrong. And I can tell you're wrong because it's all in the relevant files. People were definitely talking about specs, hardware, and resolution on the 360 and the PS3. People were talking about
I wasn't dealing with any of that
no,
stuff.
He
was on the block, baby.
I was on the block. I was too busy worrying about
what
other things.
What I'm saying is you were not around YouTube then, so you can't really make that claim. That's what I'm saying. Your claim
Oh, okay, that's fine. But
Bond is the senior archivist around here.
I see, I guess. But let me ask you this question, though, Bond. Is it as prevalent as it is now? Was it as prevalent back then as it is now?
Probably more so then because of the cell processor, to be honest.
Oh my!
It's definitely worse now. It's worse now.
It's worse now.
It's
Come on now.
Everybody now. It's worse now. It's worse now.
Way worse.
No, there's no question. It's worse now.
No, hold on, because you guys don't remember this. Before Digital Foundry, there was Lens of Truth. And all these games that were running better on the 360 than the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation fans were getting destroyed over on Lens of Truth. Oh, your $600 console runs games worse. Oh, your Grand Theft Auto doesn't have grass.
That was the start of the heavy tech.
Your Grand Theft Auto doesn't have grass.
Oh, that was lit back then.
Believe me, I have all these videos archived. You know what I should start? I should start doing Throwback Thursdays.
Maybe you should, because and you know what? I'm glad those days. I'm glad I haven't even get into it because I look at this and there's so much nonsense. Now, with people that know what they're talking about, like my boy 108 Dragons and and other people that get into the specs aspect that knows about this stuff way more than I do, or like with the Don or somebody would tell me, um, tell me some things or whatever. But that's why when I'm on GRG, I'll talk about it, but I'll bring it up as a topic, but I am not going to get into talking about making videos about specs and what's all important about it. To me, is about how we play, what we play, what I'm saying, when everything, how it all comes together. I just don't understand this whole new era where people care more about the pockets of these companies than I'm saying. Well, for me,
people have been talking specs since blast processing, man.
Hold on.
But I'm talking about for the console space. Not so much. What'd you say?
What'd you say about pockets of the company? What'd you say?
I said worrying about the pockets of the company.
You know where that started, right?
So
I have no idea. Y'all was just worried about the pockets of the company a second ago.
Guess where that started, Kmega?
What are you talking about? We were talking about the situations of why the reasoning of why Sony should go ahead and put their games on PC.
You should want them to make more money to make
better. Right. That's
console sales ain't the end all be all.
Guess who started the pocket watching conversation, Kmega?
I don't know.
Xbox guys.
I have no idea.
Sony's going bankrupt. Sony's selling buildings.
Selling buildings. Yep. I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. That when you talk about that type of news, it's no different than when people talk about when Xbox was about to fold or whatever, which come out to be pretty true.
But that wasn't pocket watching though.
Because Microsoft makes it's a huge.
But
company,
I'm saying they weren't folding because of money. They were folding because they didn't think it was worth it.
Right.
That's two different things.
So a few other topics to get to. By the way, somebody asked whose gameplay this was. It's mine. I'm playing. This is playing on Grounded. By the way, no. I wouldn't. First of all, I wasn't struggling. Relax.
Second,
hold on, because I was walking, and I remember at that part, I was having a conversation with my wife, and I was walking. I turned around, and I'm like, I literally been just walking into this wall for like a whole 30 seconds. So that's what that part was. Like, when you try to multitask. No, for us, that's what happened. Jack, you ain't beat this on Grounded yet. I'm gonna need you to fall back.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh man,
I was distracted. I definitely don't need no walkthrough for no Grounded. Definitely not. I was having a conversation with my wife.
I'm just saying what people are gonna be saying. They're gonna be saying that.
I was having a conversation with my wife.
What the fuck, man?
Turned around, I was walking into a wall. I was like, what the hell? So yeah. Next topic, because we got still several things to cover. There's still more rumors about this Switch console, Switch Pro, that's capable of 4K resolutions or just a stronger Switch. I don't know if this has been a rumor for like at least more than a year now. I don't know if like anybody believes it any more than when we first heard about it. Anybody care? No.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it? It'd be better.
I'm intrigued.
I mean, they have to, because look, it's one thing to port from the Xbox One to PS4 to Switch. It's going to be another thing to port from the PS5 and the Series X to Switch.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would, like I said, I would definitely buy it day one because, as I said, I don't play on the Switch handheld. It's always in dock mode, and a lot of these games look terrible on the TV. So I would definitely be happy to play it.
Yeah, I don't play handheld either.
Yeah,
I don't even play.
Those Switch games look horrible on a 4K TV.
Yeah, that's terrible. Why I think I want the Switch Pro, because even that probably would be a main reason why I don't play on TV and I play on the go more than anything because of that.
Yeah, it would definitely be for me. It would be for enthusiasts. So I don't care what the price is. Like it will be clear that it's for enthusiasts. It's not for like the typical person who doesn't care about resolution or whatever. So yeah, I would definitely get that day one.
Yeah, no, I would be more inclined to get a Switch Pro myself as well. Just for the main reason is because I've now turned myself, and I've seen myself evolved into not really caring about anything what things graphically or whatever. But now I've become more into a graphic core now since I got the proper setup for especially for my television and everything. So I'm what
graphics card are you running currently?
Oh my, well, I'll say my television, not my PC.
You saw the light, huh? When it came to that PC.
Well, you were talking about PC gaming earlier.
Yeah, so no, I got a 2070 Super. So I got the Ryzen 7 what is it, the 27X, and I need to buy me some more RAM. I only got 16 gigs of RAM. I need to.
You
buy
don't need
some
more RAM. You're good.
I got another 8 for sale.
If you do buy RAM, wait, that stuff all about to drop in price in the next.
For real, it's DDR.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and because since I got an AMD chip, I think I should just go ahead and just buy an AMD upgrade to an AMD card. Even though
I don't know about that either.
I don't know. I mean, but I do like the ray tracing thing. I do like the ray tracing on it, but whatever. Because I don't know. But
Question,
no,
what are you doing that you need more than 16 gigs of RAM for?
Well, because when I stream, and I do other things or whatever, I just want to make sure that everything is
you're more right. You're more than fine.
I've heard that, but I've also heard people say, man, if you could just
from who D-Batch? From who D-Batch?
No, not from my boy D-Batch. Hey man, leave my boy D-Batch alone, man. What's wrong?
Hey, listen, I have 32 gigs. Do I acknowledge? Right. I don't really need it, but do I feel good having it?
Right, that's the thing, right?
Also, BG, you're playing games at 4K, streaming at 4K, video camera at 4K.
Well, see, and so when I want to upgrade to 4K, that's something that I think I'm doing.
Here's the thing, though. But DDR5 is coming out next year, so by the time you're ready for that, you're gonna have to replace the CPU and the motherboard anyway. So you might as well just not even do it.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying about
that. Look, I'm trying to save you money. I'm looking out for you, man.
All right, yeah. Well, I just want to really upgrade. Just get to 32.
People want to be hood rich. I know how it is.
No, fuck hood rich.
That Negro box off.
You call the hood rich.
You still using your stimulus check on that. This shit crazy.
Mega man.
I didn't even have to get. I didn't even get a stimulus check. So
I know some.
See you, dog. Let them know.
Hold on. What that mean? You balling like that?
Hey, I didn't say all
you ain't
that.
got no merch yet, Kmega. What's going
on? Bro, relax.
Jack, he's above the tax bracket, dog.
He ain't gonna be wearing no shit like that. No, all right. I see you.
But hey, BG.
Ain't nobody said anything like that. I just said I just didn't get one.
I'm just trying to make sure. Dog.
I know people that upgrade to 32 gigs of RAM. You want to know why?
Unemployment check?
They don't like seeing 2 empty slots on their motherboard.
Oh man.
I'm like that. I'm guilty of that.
Right, Jimmy. But no, I've listened to 2 different people say, like I've heard people say that it's plenty.
But then also out of curiosity.
That's really none of your business.
J2 cents,
You can't give away the sources, Bond.
I can't give away the sources.
Okay,
you know how that goes.
Look, see, that's an issue though. When we talk about PC gaming, you do have to know who you're talking about. Because not everybody gives credible information. So if you're not willing to tell somebody, here's what's happening. 1, the credibility has to be questioned, and 2, you're not helping.
That's not necessarily true because you don't even know these people. So let me finish
my second question.
All right.
2, if the person is credible and you're not telling people who they are, you're withholding information from other people, and you're not helping other people when you could be.
Bond putting sauce on this. He putting a lot of sauce on. Let's move on.
No, that was too much.
No, because because here's what bothers me about PC gamers, right? Mm-hmm. And BG will tell me this. BG will tell me this is exactly true. BG will have a problem. You know what these PC gamers will do?
True.
They'll make fun of BG. They'll tell him, "Oh, how come you can't do it?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, why don't you help BG?"
It's user. It's user.
That's different.
That's different. They will shame you, but not help you.
But see, that's different. If somebody came to me and asked me, which there has been people that's asked me since I built my own PC, they asked me for information on how I did this, what I do, what kind of stuff that I get. I have no problem telling what I got.
Yeah, but it sucks if I don't know where you're getting your information.
And that's the thing. The thing is like when I've complained about PC issues, it's never because I needed help. When I tweet the stuff out, I never needed help. My problem is the fact that I run into issues. I always know I've solved it all on my own, but they don't seem to get that the issue is, listen, like I shouldn't be running into all of these issues with like a game, a brand new game, having these launch issues. That's not my fault.
A lot of them PC gamers don't be knowing how to solve that shit no way either.
No, that's one of the reasons. Going back to the very first topic is why a lot of console players are not going to take that headache of just running the PC. I hear a lot of people that cap that. But I'm like, good luck, because I mean, there's games that I've bought that just don't work, and then if I try to, if I figure something else out, then
I'm
it
sorry,
messes up everything
Kmega.
else. So
I
it's like, it's
really can't
ridiculous.
take what you're saying as credible, because if you're having all these issues and you're following so-called credible people, but you can't name us, like I can't.
Anyway,
Like,
let's move on. Let's move on.
Tripping.
No, because in all
You're
honesty,
tripping.
your issues could be based on
If I
whose
said
information you're following.
Talking about it, my PC runs fantastic when it comes to certain games, and that's just because of the programming or how. I mean, you just was talking. Hold on, you guys was just talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't have it on the PC yet. I'm just waiting for it to get to the bargain bin, and then I'm going to cop it. But
you can get any game on the bargain bin.
You know what that is, though, Kmega? That's probably that Microsoft store, Chief.
It's probably that what?
That Microsoft store. They should be fucking up, yo.
I don't think nobody buys from the Microsoft store no more, but
that's why I get my Game Pass.
Microsoft don't even let you go to the Microsoft store anymore to play the games. They got a completely separate app now.
So let's
what is it called now? What the fuck?
I
was on there a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, I don't know. I don't know nobody who really buys from there no more. But yeah, we gotta move on. Some other topics. There's been some game releases this week, like Tell Me Why and Wasteland 3. Wasteland 3, I see it being, praised by everybody. A lot of people are liking it. And I think Smooth said he played Tell Me Why on through
I got a question
Pass,
about
right?
Smooth that Tell Me Why.
Well, Smooth, can you tell us just your experience, Tell Me Why, just to give the game a little bit of light?
Yeah. I'd rather not speak on it. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
But, it's hard to the game. All right, this is Microsoft, and don't not attempt to for inclusion and shit like that. I'll say this: I prefer the scenario I'm playing versus the alternative, honestly. Huh?
You're talking about the brother sister?
Yeah. Well, like the
transgender.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So the story itself is good. It's just like the Life is Strange. They get some special ability that kind of helps the gameplay element and whatnot. It's not for, like I said, it's not for everyone. It's not even for me. But I wanted to get some easy achievements. But the story's all right. I can't complain about it.
What's the synopsis? Without spoiling?
All right, the thing is, you kind of find this shit out, and they really want to tell you what it's about. In the synopsis is really about brothers and sisters, twins, right?
Okay.
Well, technically, it's sisters, twins who one of them, at an early age, was, I guess, mentally a boy. So the mom had trouble
raising
it. So there would be moments where her trying to deal with them deal with the boy during their childhood, and something happened that ended up getting the mom pretty much killed. And you find this out fairly early, so I'm not really spoiling.
Right,
And so the whole journey is really trying to figure out what led to that, because the since that happened, the brother and the sister has been split up for about, like, I think 10 years or some shit like that, 7 to 10 years. They've been split up, and they get back together because the mom's dead. They got to sell the house. So they're like kind of pretty much reminiscing, like, all right, what led to that point? And then they really want to find out, was the mom really on the verge of supporting her son/daughter decision, at that early age. So that's what they're covering now. So that's what you find out in the first chapter.
Okay. Well, that's enough.
Yeah,
rundown. Appreciate that. So has anybody tried Wasteland 3?
I booted it up, but man, I'm not even gonna lie, I've been playing nothing but Madden. I've been digging Madden.
Well,
so
actually,
much.
okay. Well, tell that's the new Madden, right?
Yeah.
We gotta keep on this Wasteland 3 real quick, BG. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Tell us. Somebody say something about Wasteland 3 if anybody played it first, I guess. Nobody played it.
Yeah, I booted it up, but I haven't got it. I'm really
all right.
excited
So
about it.
Exactly. Let's move
Can I
on.
ask you a question, Kmega?
You should exactly.
Yeah.
Have you played any of the other Wasteland games?
I played 2. Haven't beat it. I haven't played 1. Oh yeah, I like RTSs.
All
I
right.
like those type of
Oh,
games.
because I was gonna say I asked
Gears-
Smooth, but he was like, he didn't
Gears-
like neither one of them.
Jack collecting
Oh,
data
no,
over there.
no.
I'm actually curious. I'm not even
Because a lot of people tell me that when you play the first one, which I never played it, it looked dated. It looked really dated,
Oh,
so
it's
I
horrible.
didn't give it a shot. Yeah, so I was just like, I don't know if I can do that. But they're the ones that people feel that they're the ones that actually did like the old Fallouts right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I love those RTS like Gears Tactics. Love Gears Tactics. And
Yeah,
I love
too.
Halo Wars. I think those games are fantastic. So I know I'm going to really dig this game.
Is
So.
Gears Tactics on Xbox yet?
Sort
No,
of.
it's gonna come onto the.
I think you can preload
Hold on.
Exactly.
What is sort of? It's a yes or no?
I think Bob
You
touched on
can
this.
you can boot it. It'll just tell you the game's not ready yet.
So
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
on Xbox yet.
Same
That's
with
so
Flight
bizarre.
Simulator.
That's bizarre, but yeah. So now with Madden, so Madden is actually getting panned now. Even though Madden has been stagnant for a long time, we've still
since 08.
yeah, we've still seen some reviews still praise the game from year to year, but this one is sitting at a 65 on Metacritic, which typically doesn't happen.
It's a 63, I think.
Yeah, so now like this is like one of the first Maddens where
Xbox exclusive.
This is the lowest rated Madden ever, and I think it has the lowest user score ever as well.
Yeah, it's being finally held accountable for being so stagnant. So, I mean, Kmega, you played it. What are your thoughts on this, I guess, versus the other Maddens?
I see the same little stuff that what people have been saying has been stagnant. It's total the running animations, just all of the animations is being revamped. It's even better than 20. They also add different stuff to where you can have the offensive line. You can shift or you could double team off the offensive line. You still have your defensive capabilities, but now you have more freedom to choose for each character, for each player that's on the field of where you want to assign. You've had that, but it's more redefined. And then the franchise mode, which I've been playing a lot of, that's the stagnant part, because I think a lot of the people that's been complaining about it is the ones that want to have a new revamped franchise mode, and I just don't think that or NBA 2K is ever gonna get back to that, because as long as Ultimate Team and My Park and all that other stuff where they're making so much money on that stuff, they're not going to put their main focus on people for playing something where they can't generate any money.
So you think this is you think the game is good? You think you?
No, I've been playing the shit out of it. I think that, the animations and everything is.
I got a question.
I think it's
who's your team? Seattle?
No, the Rams.
Okay.
Nah, I was gonna say the one thing I heard about Madden that I heard that was positive. Apparently, you can't fucking patrol the entire field with the fucking middle linebacker anymore. So I hope they actually got through with that.
A lot. They slowed them down a lot in the
Bro,
game.
Yeah.
That shit was mad unrealistic.
Yeah, like
pull off stuff.
the passes, where the linebacker jumps up like 1,000 feet up in the air. That's what I'm saying. They redefined a lot of things that like some of the nano blitzes and stuff. I know that there's always going to be people that finds ways to cheat the game. That's just with anything. They do it with basketball. They do it with everything. So, but they actually, the computer's a lot more aware, especially when you play online, when you have to play on All Pro. It's much more user friendly, and like the controls itself with your juking and all of that thing, it's a lot more fluid. It feels just like FIFA actually when it comes with the motions. It's really, really smooth. I'm digging it, but I don't ever care about what people scores and everything like that. People just want to hate on everything. I mean,
I think the transitions in the game do feel a lot better overall, but the biggest problem with the game is the fact that it doesn't do enough to change than what the last previous one was. If you liked Madden before, you're going to like this Madden. If you're tired of Madden before, you're still going to be tired of this one. The biggest improvement they made was the yard, and the yard is filled with, and the reason they made the yard is another way to monetize. Yeah, they make is another way for them to monetize the game, and that's why they put it
right. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Since Blitz ain't coming back anymore, this is what they're utilizing now. Yeah,
they're using us for that. And you know what? The yard is super fun. It's really fun. You can have very unique character styles in there. It's 6-on-6. it's something that you definitely would want. It's like something that takes your mind off regular football because it's just all over the place. But they monetize the heck out of it, and that's the main reason they made it. So overall, is it a good experience being in there? Yes, but then when you start seeing, just like in any other game where there's some type of microtransaction, when you see people with sweet little styles and stuff that you want, just like you do in NBA 2K, it kind of makes you feel like you have to spend money. And guess what?
Yeah, wearing Ronald McDonald shorts.
And the fact that you're on a console, that's going to be a thing. People are going to go out and spend the money, and it's going to be successful. And that's how Madden, it literally lives from year to year. But overall, the game is still a good game. It just doesn't do enough to be different from any Madden for the last 5 years, honestly.
You know what?
I mean, Madden is totally different from Madden 25 to
okay, well, that's
Madden.
hyperbole. You're right. It is different, but it's not. But to me, for a person that feels like Madden could be so much more, but this also goes back to the fact that they have no competition. So
no, but I mean, but look at 2K. 2K has competition, and they
what competition?
What competition?
I'm just saying. I mean, they haven't bought out the rights to the NBA.
No, but
they're still live. I mean, live will come back.
That ain't coming out this year.
As much as you love NBA Live, that game is trash compared to everything else.
NBA Live is competition to 2K is like saying that Xbox is competition.
But there's still competition. I mean, there's still something there.
The only competition is the fact that they don't own the license and anybody can make
and anybody can make it.
You heard they did with 2K, right? The player range of 2K, I guess it's 21 right now. It's the same player range as 2K20. They said they're not gonna change them to the next gen version come out. Like, what type of shit is that, bro?
Well, see, and that's another thing too. Like, I know a lot of people bash EA, but Activision and I know that you're probably going to get to that too, BG. But Activision and what 2K is doing, especially what 2K is doing by with the money situation, while EA. Even though they was trying to be a little grimy because they were saying, hey, but if you buy any version of Madden, you'll get the upgrade, and they'll cut it off in December. People got pissed off, and then they went ahead and they changed it until April. Now, 2K they're not budging. You're still going to have to pay the $10, and they're not even putting real enhancements or changes to it at all, and you have to buy either you have to buy the Mama edition or the deluxe edition, I believe.
No, it's just the Mama edition only.
It's just the Mama. Oh my God, that's even worse.
No other way.
Yeah. 2K.
Let's be for real.
Crazy,
the people that buy 2K? What version of the game do they buy? Let's be for real.
I buy the deluxe.
The one that come with the VC.
Mostly everybody. Look, man. Most of the people that buy 2K, that's why I didn't have a problem with it, because a good 70% of their player base that buys that game is going to buy the $100 version,
and they don't care.
Right, because when I get 2K, I will get the Mama edition just because of the fact.
And let's be real, like people who play 2K, a lot of them, not everybody. That's like their one game for the year. So they got to I got to play $99 for some, or $80 because there's different tiers. That's fine with me. It's the only game I'm buying the whole year. So they don't care. And that part is true. Activision,
and trust me, that game is only the beginning of their spending on it.
Exactly.
Right.
They about to invest another few hundreds in there. So
I honestly wouldn't get Madden or 2K until the next gen come out, to be honest, because it's not the real.
The only thing I don't like about what 2K is doing is the fact that everything transfers over VC and everything, but your My Player doesn't.
What's up?
So everything, so all that money that so if you didn't know,
wait a minute.
If you spend money on 2K, from what I hear right now, and 2K hasn't came out and said this isn't the fact, the only thing that transfers in 2K is everything but your My Player. Your My Team stuff will transfer, but if you put money down, your character doesn't transfer over. Just the stuff you buy, like all the VC and stuff, will transfer over.
That's grimy.
So there was a 2K.
And the reason I believe it is because 2K hasn't came out and disputed it yet.
They really let you carry over your VC? That's shocking.
So they let you carry that over.
So there was the 2K21 demo, right? Was that available to anybody?
Yeah, that's available to everybody.
What are y'all thoughts on it?
It was okay.
I ain't playing that bullshit.
Let me get my point in real quick about Madden. The best two versions of Madden are Madden 07 and Madden 08 on the original Xbox. We have still not. I like the Xbox versions ran better than the PS2. We have still not got versions of Madden compared to 07 and 08 that have the features of those two games. The games now, if I were to compare any Madden in the last like 10 years compared to the 07 and 08, they're stripped down. They're completely stripped down.
The 360 PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 3 and the 360 Madden was definitely stripped down to the bare bones. The whole generation was awful. They started changing. They started changing and playing because I've been playing Madden ever since Madden 92. So so what they've been doing with so I guess when they thought that they was revamping it or whatever, they thought people wasn't going to notice or wasn't going to get upset, and they started to make it better with Madden 25 when they started to implement that new that Frostbite engine or whatever. And then I guess when I don't know if they're still using the Frostbite engine. The only thing I know is that they're using
it's the EA game. They're definitely using it.
Yeah, and so now it's progressively getting back to where you were saying, Bond, where it was the best, which I agree with you. It's just that they haven't progressed on the franchise mode, and there's a lot of people that's pissed off about that. And so I because I put little emphasis on the franchise mode because I mostly just play it online, or I'll play, and I was a fool and played Ultimate Team for the last 3 years, and then I was like, no, I'm not spending no more money on no damn.
Oh, you realize that still goes forward anymore?
Yeah, and I was just like, that's just stupid.
Starting over.
Yeah, you're starting over. That was just kind of like with the park stuff and all that stuff. I was like, no, I'm not even doing that no more. So I've gone back into doing the franchise mode, and I've seen that there are some slight changes, but it's not the overall gameplay though is definitely redefined. It plays a lot better than 20, and it's a lot smarter. So for those things, those are the improvements for me that I am happy to see that they are working on those things. But just for overall the features aspect, I agree with you, Bond. It was better. Okay. It was better back in 08.
So what I wish happened, if there was a PC version of Madden 07 or 08, that'd be great because we could just keep playing that. We could just keep playing that forever and have it modded with new rosters forever.
Man, 08 on PC.
Well, they got the college. It is on PC. And
Man, 08 on PC.
I don't know about Madden 08.
I don't think it's the PS2 Xbox version though. It's probably the 360 version.
They got a lot of mods. I seen for like the college teams and stuff like that. I mean, let's just be honest. I was playing more college football than I was.
Oh yeah, that's why the college
was king. College
was the. Even though Madden was the one that pushed the features, college was the ones that refined them, and you see them in that next year's Madden.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Ever since they stopped college, thank you, the O'Bannon brothers. That's when I think that you started to see a stalemate.
Hard hit,
and now that they're trying to, and some of those people moved from different studios to different studios, and so then that's where you have to.
So just
hold on, I love somebody right now. The Madden 07 version is the Xbox PS2 version on PC.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
How can I buy it now?
So just to just to keep it going, some game release dates. So Chivalry 2 has been delayed to next year, to 2021, and Yakuza Like a Dragon has a release date for November 13th. That's coming to all platforms. I believe it was already out in Japan for PlayStation, I believe. So that's coming everywhere else. Also, so let's get into Joseph Staten and Halo Infinite. So Microsoft has brought on Joseph Staten. This is the mastermind behind, the first 3 Halos. I believe he worked a little bit on Reach or 4, but he's definitely the mastermind, the writer behind 1, 2, and 3, definitely, which most people who are like Halo fans would consider like the best games, the golden years and everything like that. We know Halo's been delayed. There's been some turbulence and some issue within the studio, the direction of which 343 was going. And now they bring on Joseph Staten. And this looks like, if you bring this guy on, a lot of people believe that this game isn't going to get delayed till like spring to 2021. If you bring somebody on like this, the studio and the game clearly needs some proper direction, and there's going to be some major changes. So it might even be like holiday 2021. Yeah, and let me just say also this, that information came out that 343, the way they had their contractors, was that they could only work on the game as a limited amount of time, which is why like things seem so disjointed within the studio. And you know, there was rumors about them dropping the Xbox One version. That, you know, that's not confirmed or anything like that. So yeah, what do y'all think about the whole them bringing on Joseph Staten to steady this ship?
I'll go first.
It couldn't hurt.
I was to say I'll go first on this one. I don't know how big of a fan Kid Smooth is with Halo, but Halo is everything to me. That's what made me an Xbox fan. So I don't have a problem with Staten coming in and filling in. Only thing that I have the problem with is if they try to take a Halo that needs to progress and then regress it by trying to bring this old Halo 1 through Reach or ODST style. You know, I mean, Halo 5, regardless of what people
repeat that last question.
Okay, so like when people, so for instance, like there are a lot of Halo fans out there, the ones that they love the Bungie Halos.
Correct.
And they don't like
the best Halos.
Well, no, I mean, listen, the Halo 4 to this day looks like a next gen game.
I don't care. We're not talking about what's the best.
It has the best. It has to me the second best story out of all the Halos. A lot of
the rest
people,
of the game didn't live up though.
Yeah, but then when you go to Halo 5, it has the best multiplayer hands down. There's no I know that there can be some that could try to talk about that. I know that there's a group that just only wants Halo's multiplayer to stay stagnant into the Halo 1 through 3. But go back and try to play it and see if and then play Halo 5.
Halo 3 is still the best multiplayer Halo.
No, Halo 5 is by far, and because of all the features, the war zone, the way the fluent style of what you can do with that game, just so much better. But the thing, fluidity. But this is it right here. I don't think if he's there to make some corrections with the story, or if that, because I think that's probably what his job might be, or to oversee to make sure everything is done properly. Because it looked like that's what they needed. There was too many people that didn't know what the other side was doing. Then that's good. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. And if they want to delay it until 2021 to the end of 2021, that's fine. I mean, that's still what 5-6 year delay. I mean, we've got The Last of Us 2. It took 7 years. So even if they wanted to push it to 2022, I wouldn't trip about that. You just want the game to come out to be right, because the trailer that they showed, it just didn't live up to the expectations of what a lot of people was expecting. So I think this is a good thing for all, and hopefully that it's just mostly for the story aspect of putting pieces together here and there, instead of trying to take it back to the old school Halo, because I still think that's the reason why Halo didn't look up to par, because they were trying to utilize that old aesthetic.
Kmega,
I'm not down for that, man.
Kmega,
because Halo 5
hold on,
looks
Kmega,
better than that
quick.
trailer.
You really think they're bringing on a guy just for story-based purposes?
I mean, I think he's put there to oversee everything.
He's there to oversee the technical and gameplay aspects. The story,
the gameplay looked fantastic. Now that the gameplay aspect was fine,
absolutely
fantastic.
You just see how smooth that the game looked. The game looked fantastic.
The only thing that looked smooth was Craig the Brute's head, because he had no textures on his face.
No, graphically overall, that there was issues with the popping and stuff like that. But the movement, the gameplay aspect of it, the smoothness of the gameplay was fine. So that I don't see there was any problem with that. And matter of fact, they didn't even really show everything, because they only showed a little bit of the running, which I know that there's some old Halo stands out there that don't want no running, which don't make any sense to me. And then, like, you know, they showed a couple of other things where he's clamoring and stuff like that, which they don't like that either. that just kind of shows to me that they are trying to blend the best of both worlds. It's just that I think it's the conflict is how much do you want to cater to the old Halo fan, and how much do you want to cater to the Halo fan that do love and support Halo 5? So in the sense of the gameplay aspect.
Here's the difference, though, Kmega.
And
when was Halo at the top of its game? Then or now?
I mean, listen. There's still people. No. Listen, because we don't know the sales numbers of how much. Only thing we know is this: Halo is strong. That's why a lot of stands can't stand Halo, is because it is its own entity. When they put got confidence to put Halo with the big boys, and PlayStation don't want to put their big games out there with the big boys, with the Call of Duties and all the rest of them.
Stop! First of all,
listen, they brought Death Stranding.
Xbox.
What you mean mobbed Xbox? How did
Horizon?
How do you know it mobbed it?
Whoa!
How do you know that it mobbed Halo?
Tell me how much Halo sold.
Tell me. You tell me how much they sold.
Not 10 million.
How are you sure? You sure about that? You're positive about that?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Show me where it sold 10 million.
Show me where it didn't.
Exactly.
Show me where it didn't. I mean, you're talking about it didn't. It mopped the floor. Show me that it didn't.
Here's the problem.
Okay, you're saying exactly, so you're saying I'm right. Exactly.
Hold on. If you can't prove something occurred, guess what?
You can only make an accusation, brother, but you cannot just say that it's fact if you don't got nothing to stand behind your point.
See, here's the thing. If you can't prove
there is
something,
no thing. If you can't prove it,
are you going to let me finish my comment?
Go ahead.
You cannot prove something, it did not happen. Period.
You told me that it didn't sell better than Spider-Man.
Prove that
you told me that it did not make better than
exactly. And you know how I know?
How do you know?
How I know? Because I can tell you exactly how much Spider-Man sold, but guess how much I can't tell you how much Halo sold.
That don't make any sense, Bond.
No, it does.
You don't have.
There is factual. Listen to me, Kmega. There's factual evidence stating how much Spider-Man sold. You cannot prove to me how much Halo sold. Therefore, it did not sell 10 million plus.
All I can tell you this though: Spider-Man overall, for all the Spider-Mans that's been around, still haven't outsold Halo as overall. So you know what I'm saying. So that's the thing right there. That should tell you that Halo is in the game space. Is in a higher position.
Unless
how many? There have been Spider-Man games that came out. There's been Spider-Man games that came out all the way on the NES. So I mean, you're telling me, and it still hasn't outsold any of the Halo. It hasn't outsold Halo overall. So that should tell you that Halo 5 is not where a lot of people think that it was. Halo 5 did 400 million. Listen, you can go back and look at those stats. Call of Duty.
How many sales? Hold
on. Wait a minute. Call of Duty made a post and said that they did the same exact numbers, 400 million, and it said that it sold over 6.5 million units, and at launch. Xbox said the same thing, and everybody said, "Oh, it was 5 million." But Aaron Greenberg said we did better than 5 million, and then there was nothing else. There was nothing else because nobody. But people are still playing Halo 5. I can jump on there and play a full match game right now.
I can get on counter.
Okay. So
how y'all having an argument without the numbers though?
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't know.
So why are you let's reel it back. Let's reel it back and answer the question. Can Joseph Staten change and really bring this game to what it should be? Could they brought on somebody else to work on the multiplayer? I don't remember his name.
I think Pierre something.
So can they actually fix this game so it lives up to not only Halo fans, because as Kmega said, the older Halo fans, they want it to be a certain way, but they also have to cater to the general public who may not be as easy to please by keeping Halo, in its old ways, the purest ways, right?
Right.
So, do you think these two guys can do that?
Yes. Look,
no.
Why can't they?
I say no because this is why. Because 343 is behind the game.
I agree with that.
They're not going to be satisfied unless 343 gets 343. I mean, get Halo back. They're never going to be. It doesn't matter if the story is if it doesn't, because the perfect universe where everybody has been saying is that if 343 can make a game that has Halo 4 story and have Halo 5's multiplayer, that's the perfect Halo. And the one thing too I want to add, because I know I'm going long on this.
Hold on, real quick, because I'm not understanding what you're saying. He's asking, can they do it? And you said no. Are you saying they can't do it, or the percent?
No, I'm saying he said, could they satisfy? And I said no, they'll never satisfy the old guard, because they want Bungie. Everything that's just a fact. They don't care. They don't care until Bungie does.
I disagree with that. I do disagree. I think because this the thing, man. Look, 343 is garbage beyond garbage. I've been saying this.
Why are you doing that? That
Listen, let's be for real here, man.
I don't agree with that at all.
343. Listen, and I'm just like you. I literally, when I bought my Xbox, I was out there. I went and bought a Voodoo 3003, just because I wanted to play Halo on PC. And then Microsoft said we bought Bungie, and I ended up buying an Xbox just because of that. So I'm there with you on the whole I love Halo thing. But 343, for some strange reason, gets all of this praise, and they haven't shown us anything.
Y'all hate on 343. Everybody hates on 343.
No, because they don't. Because they haven't. What have they given us?
Halo 5.
Halo
5 is one of the best looking games.
They gave us one of the most disjointed single players that completely told a narrative that didn't even happen in the game. The multiplayer was fire. I'm with you. That's the thing. They can't give you a full product, and then you get to. It doesn't
sound like slow-mo.
Wait, hold on. Let's not get to Master. Listen, I'm sorry, because this is something that me and Slow-Mo agree on 100%. But the fact of the matter is, this is where the straw broke its back for me. They gave us Master Chief Collection, a game that worked in all of its pieces separately. And when they released it on a new console, the whole game was broke. And then you release games on PC, and they're still broke. I'm like, what is going on with this company when it comes to you can't even get a product working that worked in its entirety
original form?
Have you played Master Chief Collection here lately?
Yes, I have. I played on PC, console, and on Steam. And guess what? It does work better on Steam. I don't know why.
It works a lot better on console. I mean, the launch was horrible.
But guess what? Yeah, the launch was horrible. But that's the whole point of the problem. It took 3 years for them to fix it. So look. Now, to answer the question,
that's a big ambitious project, though. I mean,
it was also done by Saber Interactive, not 343.
But why would they take on some type of project like that if they know they couldn't do it? And that's
because
the whole thing.
Because you know why?
The whole thing for me with this, and then with Halo and Halo Infinite, it feels like they don't know how to tell Microsoft no. We can't do that, or we have to scale this back. We can't put it across both platforms, and we can't have it running at 120 frames per second with open world environments and all of these things that you want in the game, and still get the game out on launch before the new system comes out.
I can agree with that point. I can agree with that point.
So
but I can agree with that point.
But fault for this too. That is
no. Well, I'm not going to disagree with you on that point. What I'm going to disagree with is that Microsoft is trying to force where it needs to be on both consoles, and if it can't run, then that's it. But if Microsoft comes to them and say, look, can this be done? And they say, well, we can do it. And then they give you the money to make the slip space engine and all of this other stuff to do it, and then you can't do it, then it's 343's fault for not giving up the goods.
I also blame Microsoft for not having any checks and balances in place to know. Like, dude, this game has been in development for years.
I agree with that. But
years. Let me interject something real quick.
Okay.
Wait, go ahead.
So I think I'm not a fan of 343, and it's not entirely their fault. Yeah, it is their fault, but not entirely. Here's the thing, and why the story is disjointed. First of all, Halo ended at a trilogy. The story, the game, everything should have wrapped up at Halo 3. Master Chief story, whatever you want to call it. They wanted to do more Halo.
Ross and them, they said that they would.
It should have ended there. So if they wanted to do more Halo, they should have done They should have done something else. Like Halo Wars doesn't involve Master Chief at all, correct?
Right. No.
There you go. Yeah. They could have done something like that. But like the whole Master Chief saga should have ended at 3. and continuing it on forward just it feels like Dragon Ball GT to me.
Well, no, okay, so this
like it's
this
tacked on. Yeah.
Let me get my last point in, though. Let me get my last point in real quick. Let me get my last point.
Go ahead,
Second of all, in regards to the multiplayer, the new guard and old guard, people may hate it, but the original Halo was the top of the multiplayer pyramid, even at a time where Call of Duty, the early ones, had Sprint. Sprint does not need to be in Halo. But
out of here.
But if you want that, it's a simple compromise. Remove sprint, but increase the walk speed. No. So you're always moving at a faster pace.
You can't have an open world game and not have sprint.
Yes, you can. You just increase the walk speed.
No, you can't. This isn't 2005.
No, you have vehicles and you increase the walk speed.
No, that still doesn't. That don't make any sense.
Let me interject and say this, right? Because this was a conversation that I had with somebody, and I was thinking about this, like when we talk, because we've talked about the relevance and the popularity of Halo, right? And I think most people realize that the popularity has waned, right? I think some people just are a little bit are a little bit in denial of that, but I don't think we've truly accepted how much has waned. Do you realize teenagers, I think from the age of whatever, 12 to 18, they don't give a damn about Halo. I don't think y'all realize that. There are literally teenagers, even a little bit older, I would say even up to 20-year-olds, gamers, hardcore gamers, that don't care about Halo. That's the norm. It's really the older ones who played the original Halo that really only care about Halo now.
Thank you.
True.
And so my point was saying that is, for those the purists who are against running and sprinting and all these other mechanics in Halo, you give that to one of these new gamers, they are not playing that. I can't run. They gonna think we got a game you can't run it.
Here's the thing though. When they brought out Big Team Battle in Halo 2, right? People are like, oh, well, Halo's meant to be 4-on-4, small, concise arena. Big Team Battle's not gonna work. But you know what Halo had over every other game at that point? They had vehicles. So that incorporated the vehicles into the game. And having big open world environments, even without a dedicated run button, still worked because of the complexity and the diversity of vehicles and transporting. But Pete, when you put in run, it changed the... First of all, look, Halo stopped being popular when run came out. When they put run in it, that's a fact. Halo 3 was the most popular Halo and the most played Halo. That can't be argued.
Well, then what happened? Why Reach is popular and
Reach was not. Reach was the beginning of the end for two reasons: Sprint and Bloom. Two things that should have never been in Halo.
I agree. With
Halo. First of all, Bungie wanted out of Halo after Halo 2, but the contract wanted 2 more games, so they made Halo Reach to end it. And then they're like, "Oh, we can't go beyond Halo 3." So can I finish, please? Thank you. Kmega's a guest. He's not here every week. We got to explain these things. So what they did after that
I agree.
So what they did after that, Kmega, since they had to fulfill the contract of more games after Halo 2, that you can't go beyond Halo 3, so they made Reach. And Reach is when, they had a bunch of guys from 343 also. That's when they did the Splinter thing. They splintered off.
And do you know that 343 got a lot of those old Bungie people there too, as well?
Correct. Yeah. But here's also the thing. How good are the Patriots going to be without Tom Brady this year?
I know, man. It's going to be rough this year for us.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. You tell that story all the time.
You can still have some of the same players, but if you don't have the big main players, what are you?
For the one thing that they can do, which is the smartest decision, is for the multiplayer aspect, is give the best of both worlds. The game should be big enough. It's going to be it's going to be Destiny-esque because they're going to give expansions throughout the game. So all you got to do is just make sure that you have the proper modes, and then give the best of both worlds. You can have a mode to where you can have the old Bungie style, or you can have the Halo 5 style. But because it's not that part. The multiplayer aspect, to me, I don't think that's going to be the problem. It is the story and how the story is going to be directed, because that's where that's where I'm hoping that Sweeney does it will be to oversight to make sure that everything, because the story is already, they can't do a full redo of the story, so they're going to have to do tidbits and things and make sure that it complements a little bit of everything, because you can't wipe out Halo 5, regardless of how much some people can't stand it.
Like
you can't wipe
Star Wars.
Yeah, you can't do that. So you have to make sure that you do this. The one last point that I want to make is that I give a lot of props to what Cory Barlog did with God of War. I wasn't for it. I was not with it.
You were so wrong.
I was
he can't jump.
I never said anything about the jump. I didn't say anything about a jump. I said it looks Rise-ish, and it doesn't seem to me that it's going to be as action packed as what the old God of Wars was, because I love. What'd you say?
That game looked like Rise to you?
Let me make this last point.
Let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
Let me finish my point. All I'm saying is that they went a direction with God of War that I didn't like. I didn't like until I actually played it, and then I said, you know what, this game isn't bad at all. I still prefer the action of the older God of Wars, but I did love the story of what they're doing. They're moving on from Kratos. We all know that if you beat the game. Sorry if you did. They're moving on from him. That's what 343 needs to do.
That's exactly what I said. Master Chief should have ended at 3.
They can't keep holding on to Master Chief. They got to let him go. And if there's people that saying that they're done because Chief is, you can't look. The universe is bigger than Chief.
Them booty shaking little boys want to sit there and cry because whatchamacallit
about Locke. Hashtag that would have been a start, but it never happened. Yes. Right.
Well, okay, Locke wasn't trash. They wrote him like trash.
Yeah, they wrote him like
trash.
Because I believe.
Let me get this last point out about Halo real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the biggest problem with Halo. What kind of first-person shooter is Call of Duty and Battlefield?
First person.
Military.
Not just. They are military shooters. More of a. The problem is Halo is an arena shooter, and everybody wants Halo to be something else than what it is. You can't make arena shooters into these big open world shooters. It doesn't work. So everything is being
works fine. Warzone it's a perfect added part to Halo. Halo 5 multiplayer.
Call of Duty is not an arena shooter. That's my point. The problem is this: it'd be like trying to turn Quake into an open world shooter. It would not work. But the problem with Halo is it's losing its identity because people don't want it to be Halo. They want it to be so many other different things.
Well, no, it's not. I don't think it's losing its identity. It's evolving. It's just like what BG said. You cannot bring a game that had Sprint and then take it away and say, well, we're just going to cater to the group. The younger generation is not going to mess with it. They're not going to fuck with it. So you have to. That's what I'm saying. If you implement this, that's why I said they made the mistake of taking. I don't know if that was Microsoft's doing or if that was 343 just trying to say, hey, look, we hear you, Bungie fans. We're trying to cater to you. But after this, there should be no more catering. Make the game and take it forward, regardless of how people, because I guarantee you, the majority of the people that's bitching and complaining, they'll still buy that game. They'll still get it because they're Halo fans. And you have to make the game bigger than the universe, bigger than any character. And so that's why when you have Red Team, you have the Shadow Team. There's so many other people there's so many other entities that's a part of Oni and what Oni can do. That it can't just be all about Cortana and Chief. It needs to expand, and that's why I say I got to give a lot of props to God of War for that, because they decided to look. We're going to expand, and even how people may feel about the Last of Us 2, and how that ended. Listen, at least they're going in a direction, and they just said, hell with it. We don't care if you like it or not. 343 got to be in that same direction right now.
Yeah.
They got to go that direction.
I'll give you a perfect example, though. Tribes is a much faster-paced version, a more faster-paced arena shooter. Tribes does not have sprint.
It doesn't.
I'm just saying. And that's high tech, super soldiers, whatever. They move way faster. The game speed's higher. Tribes has no sprint.
So I will get back to the question that BG asked real quick about Joseph and Pierre taking over and if it's going to even matter. I think it will matter only if the game doesn't come out next year, though. I don't think because for me, the problem with Halo, I didn't have a problem with the gameplay. Gameplay was it could have been better, but it was good enough for what I wanted to be. I felt like it lived up to like close to what Bungie actually did. But if you want to have an iteration on top of that, I can understand that. The problem was the fidelity of the game. That's what people really had a problem with overall. And who knows what else was wrong? Because normally if there's one thing, there's a whole bunch of other things too, and that's why Microsoft made these moves, not just to the campaign, but to the multiplayer side. I just don't see a possibility on them changing a lot of stuff in one calendar year. And it didn't. On top of that, now Halo is a $5 billion franchise. You got a lot of people looking at this game. If this game does not come out, and it almost has to be perfect when it releases, because
it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be great.
It don't have to be perfect, but it's gonna have to be some. It's got
to be a banger.
It can't be just a 8. It can't be what 343 has given over the course of this whole entire generation. And the fact that it just came out, shout out to everybody that figured it out.
They've only came out with one game this generation.
343 has been in charge of Halo just as long as Bungie was in charge of it at the same time. It's actually longer at this point. So I just think the fact that Joseph's going in there, the pressure of knowing that we can't just deliver anything when it comes to this. They have to make some substantial changes to what's going on. Maybe not in the gameplay, maybe not in the story, but visually, they really got to step that gameplay, that actual fidelity up. I just don't think they can do it in 1 year and people be happy with it. So they need to take as much time as they need to do it, because guess what? You done already neutered the launch of the next gen system. So at this point, why you literally there is no reason right now to buy. I mean, honestly, before Halo, there was really no reason to buy it in the first place. I always tell people buy the system. I always tell people
speak on it. Who is this cat, man?
Listen, only buy the system. Listen, only buy the system if there's something that you want on the system to buy it. For a lot of people, Halo was that. Right now you don't have a reason to buy the system, so don't go out and spend your money unless there is a reason for you to do it. And I feel like now that Microsoft has delayed this game, basically, definitely they haven't given no date in 2021. You're just looking like, hey, we don't need to just bring out anything when it comes to Halo. The next time we show Halo, it has to blow people away. And I don't think blow people away is going to happen in the next calendar year. Maybe at the beginning of 2022, but I think that's what they need to really focus on now and deliver the best version of Halo. Because I told people on my channel, listen, Halo, this is the last chance for me. I love Halo, but I will not just keep giving them money and playing a game that I don't believe anymore. That's the problem with Halo.
Speak on it.
Change.
So hold up, Kmega. When he said there's no reason to buy an Xbox, I mean, this is the first time any console has ever launched without any first-party support.
What is the
point of buying this?
Give us some reason to buy Xbox Series X.
There's plenty of reasons to buy the Xbox One X. I mean,
what's your reason, Kmega? Why are you buying it? Why are you buying it? Because I'll tell you why I'm buying it. Because I am buying one. But don't give him no answer. Don't give him no answer. I want to hear Kmega.
Well, for one, I'm an Xbox first fan, so it's my preferred console. I'm getting that for that. For the fact of I'll get the chance to play Gears Tactics. I'll get the chance to Flight Simulator because I'm waiting to get it on the Series X. I'm not buying it on PC. I do got it, but I'm not.
I can play both of those right now.
I understand that.
You got a very capable PC, my guy.
I understand that, but
continue.
Okay, but I want to play it on. I want to play it on my my QLED. So I want to I want to experience that because I need to give me a better monitor. I will eventually, but I want to play it on my QLED, and I want to also buy the paddles and everything because my wife is actually into. She's not into gaming, but that Flight Simulator has got her hype. So I'm like, look, we'll go ahead and we'll do that.
I'm confused. I understand.
Oh my God, you have been so confused, and there shouldn't be. Okay,
I understand Gears Tactics on the new Xbox.
Okay,
what I don't understand is Flight Simulator on a console. What HOTAS are you using?
What are you talking about? Say that again.
Oh
Oh
shit!
Lord.
Oh shit!
What?
Just tell them just say the Ace Combat
meant,
one.
boy.
Just tell them the Ace Combat one because that one does work.
So hold up. You want to get Flight Simulator, but you don't know what a HOTAS is.
Oh Lord, here we
He
go.
thought
Is that
you
the per-
disrespected me like
is
I
that
ain't
the
no
per-
fucking whole toss, nigga. Hold on.
Jack, is that the peripheral?
What the hell?
I don't know what that is
that?
either. Is that the
What is
peripheral?
that?
Yeah, but
It's
he just
just-
said she's not into gaming though. So
The wheel, the flight stick and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get the control. The control.
Oh, Bond
panel.
using the fancy talk. Is that just the wheel? That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
that's what I just said. You just said.
He used the fancy word instead of just
Yeah,
calling
he
it
used the
flight
fancy word
stick.
because nobody didn't even. People in the chat
throttle
didn't even know what the hell you're talking about.
I definitely didn't.
But that's
that's cute.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's how I know you're not like invested in these kinds of games.
Yeah, I
Oh,
bought.
I
Ace
never.
Combat.
No, I never
When
said I
bought-
was invested. I never said I was investing into Flight Simulator.
So-
I said that I wanted to get it because also I want to play it on the Series X, and my wife is interested in the game itself. This will be my first time ever playing a Flight Simulator. So, I got friends that's talked about it, but I mean, it's just something that at first I was like, oh, okay, cool, but there's other games as well that I'm looking forward to. I mean, that's going to be coming down there. It's going to be Medium.
Look.
That
I
looks
don't.
dope.
So
hold on.
I'll tell you.
You asked me.
Yeah,
what I'm
we-
giving you the reason.
Because he
So I'm gonna
what
just
I was
say-
gonna say,
so I'm just
what
gonna
I was
answer-
gonna say was look like people get pressed, about what you buying consoles for. I've always said, I think if there's one game you want for that console, you don't need no more than one reason. That's just how. I mean, if there's
I
for
agree.
me,
And that's the
you don't
whole
need
thing
more
I
than
was
one
talking
game.
about.
Right, I
Like-
mean, when you talk about with PlayStation 5, I mean, I look at it completely different than maybe a PlayStation fan, but I'm not going to tell them, well, what's the reason of doing that? I look at that, that's crazy. I think that's ignorant. I think
all you need is one game.
if-
That to me,
yeah,
all you
that's
need.
all. That's all you need. But then I got more than that because of Game Pass, and then you also got your backwards compatible
Yeah, you
games
got-
because there's a lot of that's some
Yeah,
backlog,
and
so,
that's
and
why-
get to see
and
them
that's
in
why-
better fidelity.
Yeah,
And
and that's why the
y'all got 4
conversation-
generations of back catalog to play via. Aaron Greenberg was telling me about that. That's
Yeah,
that's
Well, that's
And
why
I-
the conversation always should come back to buy it for what you want to buy it for. Like
Right.
I tell people every day the reason I'm buying it for. Up until I want to say about February, I was telling everybody it's no reason for me to buy the Xbox. I got a PC. I'm gonna buy the PlayStation 5 day one. There's no reason for me to buy it because I can do everything that's on my Xbox on my PC. But then Bungie came out, and I'm a huge Destiny fan. They came out and said 4K 60 frames per second on next gen systems. I was like, oh, okay. I want to be able to play with my friends at a higher fidelity. If I wasn't able to do that, I would just play on the Xbox that I have. Now that they said that is something that we are able to do on next gen consoles, I will buy an Xbox because that is my preferred platform to play that game on. That's where all my friends are. But outside of that, I've been telling people Microsoft has not given me a reason themselves to buy their next gen system. It
And
took
price
a
is
third
important,
party
too.
for them to do it. So that's but if you want to buy the system, but don't be pressured into saying, oh, I'm buying the system just because I want to say I got one. Because that's
Yeah,
what
like-
a lot of people do.
Oh, hell no.
I've
never been like that.
Hey,
Oh,
Megan,
okay,
not you. But
okay,
guess what?
okay.
There is a lot of people out here that say they're buying stuff and they only buy it just to say they have it. They don't even probably play on the
That's stupid.
system.
I hear Stan say that crazy shit.
And
all
listen,
the
I
time
say all
because
the
I got a
time.
That's a
PlayStation
real
4,
thing.
and
And look-
I got over 100 games on my PlayStation
and look,
4.
I say all the time-
there was a reason why I wanted it.
I say all the
So-
time, like, and Blandrew has said, like, he thinks it makes no sense. I say all the time, I don't buy a PlayStation day one because of what PlayStation gives me day one. I buy a PlayStation
Exactly.
day one because I know what they're going to give me. Like, I don't like whether I buy it day one
do we know
or
what Xbox
I
is
waited
trying to
3
give
years for a God of War to come
I
out.
mean,
and
but-
bought my PlayStation
I
day
mean,
one for that one game.
Jax, they may believe and think like that Xbox is gonna give them gonna give them something year 2, year 3. I personally, I got a PC, so but like for PlayStation, for me, it's year 2, year 3, year 4, and whether I buy a PlayStation day 1 or year 3, it's gonna be the same price. So why not just get it day 1? It doesn't matter. So that's why nobody could I don't think nobody should be pressing nobody. Oh, what you buying it for? Like to me, it's not worth it. But an Xbox is not worth it. But PlayStation is day 1 for me because I don't need more than one reason. All I need is one, and that's it.
Or Smooth at during all. Smooth, you let them talk like this, bro? This
Nah, I mean everybody you know what I mean. I don't have
they can only bro. They talking real disrespectful about that Series X right now. I don't like this.
No, but okay, so I want to get into
not the guests we got here. I mean, you got people that can just talk.
I want to bring up something else. So there's rumors.
Well, Smooth, how do you feel about this, man? Because we have been talking. I need to know. Oh, go ahead, BJ.
Well, I want to just tie into this that so there is a room. I don't know where this rumor came from. I'm just throwing it out there that there is going to be a September 9th PlayStation event where they're just going to be showing off more of their launch window games, right? Hey, what do you mean? We speak rumors all the time, Jack. They're not brand new, and it makes sense. No, hold on, it makes sense. It makes sense because we just got the emails from PlayStation of them that they're gonna send a link to certain people to pre-order the PlayStation 5, and then we hear the rumor about a September 9th event. That's like just 2 weeks from now, so it makes sense. And then there's also the rumor that that the PlayStation PS5 is going to be dropping mid-November, and that the Xbox Series X is going to be dropping early November. That it could drop possibly before the PlayStation 5.
That don't make sense because the motherfucker said the shit getting announced on the 9th don't make it make sense. I mean,
no, it makes sense because we just got the PlayStation pre-order emails. That's what I'm saying. It lines up.
That's like PlayStation sending out a tweet about the controller, and then I say they announce it next week. Like, what?
Jack, see, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, man, we gonna see. I ain't really put too much energy into it.
If they ain't telling us the price, I don't care.
Yeah, I ain't really put too much energy into it until it's official.
I mean, at a certain point, it's like I see. I mean, I already know I'm buying the system. I just need to know when I can pre-order, what the price is.
Right, because
it gotta be real.
PlayStation's going to be real.
Oh, September 9th, the anniversary of PlayStation. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I put a little bit more credence.
I know people can't. I know people that was over there capping about like E3 need to go away. I know that they're over here saying otherwise now because this has been dragged out way too long, man. We should have already known price.
Do y'all think
everything?
I think it still would have got dragged out for prices, even if E3 was here. I think it
no.
Somebody would have came out. Somebody would have came out.
They would have came out because that's the biggest gaming stage. Yeah.
I just think that Sony can sell a $600 system with their eyes closed during this time because people
they didn't with the PlayStation 3.
Well, the PlayStation 3 was also 13 years ago, and that was definitely not something.
Nah,
you forgetting the economy ain't normal right now either. So,
sir, well, hold on. Let's be for real about this economy right now, though. I work in a store. I work in a game store. These people spend money like they always had money.
And then y'all just about to do asshole bullshit.
You're correct on that. But one thing COVID is doing is affecting supply lines.
Example. No. Now that's different.
Flight sticks and everything right now are triple the price.
Yeah,
the economy is not normal.
It's going to be hard for them to restock these new consoles.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard for them to restock them. But I'm just saying, people keep saying that these systems can't come out because guess what? The longer we wait on these prices, why? Okay. And Microsoft, I can see giving a price because they want to beat Sony. I think they definitely just want to be the same price or they want to be less. I think there is no way they want to be more to them. So if Microsoft is going to come out and say $400, they would just do it because I don't think Sony can match that price, or if they can, they can't go underneath it. So if they were going to say 400, that's it. So they're basically saying who's going to say 500, who's going to say 600 at this point. And the more longer this goes on, it's getting real scary that these systems really could come out for more than they actually are. Because guess what? They will sell every last one of these systems at whatever price. I mean, not no $700 price point, but if they come out at 6 or 5, they'll sell every last one of them. It won't be none left for anybody to get because the demand is there. And people keep saying this a climate that we're in, and people say, oh, COVID this, COVID that. The one thing that has not been affected by COVID is video games when it comes to the stuff selling. You can't find controllers, you can't find Xboxes, you can't find Switches hardly ever.
Yeah, because it's affecting the production.
Yeah, but
it'll still sell.
Brother, $600 is different than $60 or $60 to $100.
You tell. So let me ask you, how much would you pay for these systems, Kmega? What's the
I'll pay whatever they tell me to.
Exactly.
But hold on. But let me make this point too, though. But that's not. But who PlayStation and Xbox are looking forward to are the people who do look at these prices, and that is the casual market.
K-Mega, who buy these systems day one?
Enthusiasts.
The hardcore, but also the casual will as well if the price is right. If the price,
yeah,
if the price is right.
Listen. Even the PlayStation 3 sold out at $600 when it released, sir.
But it didn't sell well after, though. That's the thing. It's afterwards.
Right. But that's a completely different argument right there, and I agree because
yeah.
But that's a completely different argument, and I agree with you on it. But the whole problem, the whole simple matter is, if you guys don't think a $600 system won't sell, it will. People go out here, people spend money on the most dumbest. Yeah, people will spend more money on dumb stuff this generation.
I will say, I don't know what to expect. Because like I like in my mind tells me like people typically won't spend that, right? But then I also see people who have been unemployed by due to COVID, and they're literally in the club with their unemployment check. And they flexing on Twitter. So I wouldn't put it past people, especially enthusiasts. I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm just saying I wouldn't put it past enthusiasts.
Yeah, I think Marcus is right. Like he said, 600 is the cutoff, I believe. I don't think they'll be higher than that. I don't want them to be $600. Trust me, because that means we could buy more games. But overall, don't be surprised.
We good on Xbox. We got Game Pass.
Well, you're right. You're right. That's the one thing I will say that we definitely got on Xbox. We ain't got to buy games. They just got to give us some first. They got to give us some.
Here's another issue, though. Outside of the hardcore, or the fanboys that follow console to console, the casuals that just buy whatever is good each gen, for example, from PS2 to 360 back to PS4. How is Microsoft supposed to sell their console to these people without Halo going up against Spider-Man, Ratchet, Horizon, etc.?
Well, they ain't gonna worry about that this holiday.
Price point doesn't sell consoles. Though.
Well, this holiday.
It does. I mean, why do you think the PlayStation 4 blew up? We came out. Hold on. What? They came from a recession. We came out of recession, and Xbox went cocky and went with the 500, and PlayStation lowballed them and went 400, and everybody, even I, was like, you know what, I want the Xbox, but damn, that PlayStation 4 price is sweet. So instead I went ahead and I got me the Xbox, and then I got the Sun.
Going directly against what you're saying right now.
Jack thought this was gonna be
because
Jack wasn't ready for the twist of the story.
But there's a little twist to it, right? There's a little twist, but that was because of the features. I love the features of what the thing was.
I didn't
like paying that $500. But it made me think about it for the price point. Huh?
The GameCube was cheaper than the PS2 when it launched. Still got crushed.
Is the brand?
I don't understand the price thing.
I thought the GameCube came out later than the.
It did at $250.
Okay, but the PlayStation 2 was already established. Yeah, it was already established. The
but look, the Xbox brand is not established right now.
How's it not established? It has a fan base. I don't. You act like that Xbox. You act like Xbox is Stadia or something. I don't understand this, bro. It's already got a strong fan base. Yeah. So I mean, again, you have to look at this. Price point is the biggest factor.
Look,
Sony knows. That's why you think that they're
launch games. That's why they're
factor. No, launch games is not the biggest factor.
No,
really? Sony has some ass launch
games.
Sony
had horrible.
Yes, for the PS4. Yes,
horrible. You had Injustice Gods Among Us. That was a
doesn't matter how much you sell. Look at his meta score.
Oh my God! I mean, Knack was
where you're wrong, bro. Like I said.
See, Bob on his bullshit now.
Smooth. You proved my point. You
said launch games. Knack, your Xbox One had better launch games than the PS4.
Way better launch games. And the launch window had Titanfall.
Come on, because more people bought PS4s.
Because it was cheaper.
More people wanted Knack.
It came out of recession.
Okay, Bond, you're giving me a fucking headache.
I don't know if more people wanted Knack.
Get him, Smooth. Get him. Man, get your boy, man. Get your boy crazy over here, man. I'm a guest and I'm appalled. Get this dude out of here, man.
Worst games can sell. Oh shit! I don't understand how you're not getting this point. Worst games can sell better.
I would say
I don't think whatever has the more of mass appealing launch games is what.
So I don't think that's what it is.
Okay, Bond.
So look, I'll say this. I think what sold the PS4 was the cheaper price point and that they didn't shit the bed, at the presentations. We all know what happened with Xbox. What kept it selling more was the games coming after. But I don't think the games at first was what made the PS4 sold.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because the Xbox sold 1 million in 24 hours as well. So it wasn't like
all systems sell out.
That line was long getting a lot of
even
Xbox.
The Wii U sold out. Even the Wii U sold out.
Yeah,
remember when Dr. Trey was like, 4 million in like 2 days or whatever he said.
Yeah, it didn't have games to keep it selling. That's the thing. Correct. The games keep it selling. So we'll have to see. So yeah, we still got some other stuff to touch on really quick. Well, not really quick. So Gamescom, the first night at least happened. I don't know if it's still going. I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Said, you don't know.
You know if it's still going, but the first night opening we saw, there's not a lot of games that I personally want to talk about from it. I mean, just some stuff that I noticed was like Star Wars Squadron. I mean, Origami 2. That's like a 10-shoot stealth game. If you know,
I ain't seen no footage of that. I see you say something about it. They got a trailer.
Yeah, there's a trailer, but there's a trailer. It's not a lot of gameplay, but there's a trailer. You could look it up. I was a fan of the first game. There was a Medal of Honor VR game. I thought it was going to be a new Medal of Honor. I was a little bit hyped, dude. It's a VR game. And there was of course Ratchet & Clank, which was an extended demo, and we learned the game is going to be have a 4K 60 mode. Were there any? We can get into Ratchet & Clank demo a little bit more, but were there any other games that like y'all really cared about from Gamescom?
I thought Outsiders looked really dope.
I played Outsiders. Wait,
it got delayed. It got like self-delayed after the holiday. It's from Square Enix, but there is like their version of, I guess, of Destiny.
Yeah. You mean Outriders?
Was it Outriders? Okay, Outriders.
Yeah, Outriders.
My bad.
Yeah, I played that in PAX, and it's cool. Okay. Jack, you said Little Nightmares?
Little Nightmares 2, that thing looking fuego. Look forward to that.
Okay. Anybody else? Any game that you really cared about? Yeah, this was. Go ahead, Smooth.
There was this Lego game that looked kind of dope. Outside that,
no. Okay, first of all, okay.
I know
Are you talking about Star Wars Lego, bro?
No. There was this game where Jeff Keighley was like, he was like, "Oh, this game has full destructibility," and then it was a Lego game.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Really?
Yeah, it's an indie game made from I was on a show last week. My boy Flaming, shout out to him. He was the first one to ever show me that game. It looks interesting. It'd be something that would be fun for a couple of hours, and then I wouldn't go back to it until they added some more enhancements to it or whatever. But the idea is good for the future of gaming, but I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Let's get a little bit deeper into this Ratchet & Clank extended demo. So yeah, it was the same level or levels that we saw in the when Sony first showed it, but it was the extended demo of what happened in between those. And I mean, it looked very similar to like, the previous Ratchet & Clank as far as like gameplay goes. They always got the creative weapons. That's probably the best thing about Ratchet & Clank. There is a noticeable visual, improvement and everything. The characters, it is particle effects everywhere. There's so much shit going on screen. Like they go crazy with that. So yeah, what are y'all thoughts on? A lot of people say, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is the only like game they really think that's actually next gen.
Yeah, so it seemed like the only valid like game that looks any sort of next gen, but I'm fucking with it. I think it's dope. I think it looks dope. You know what I mean? I thought it would look dope the first time they showed it. It looks even better now. You see their little ray tracing tricks and whatnot. Happy to hear that they're having a 60 frames per second mode.
Tricks.
It is tricks. I mean, the game's not going to be fully ray traced itself. There's going to be like ray trace like particles and like surfaces and whatnot. But it's dope, and like it's the game like because we haven't seen really Spider-Man for real yet. So it's really the only game that we really kind of seen that's like, all right, this is like a demonstrated PlayStation 5 game. That and that blow a controller game.
Bug snacks. Bug snacks.
You looking forward to that? Fire.
I am. I think that's going to be the game right there.
Games
Okay.
like Bug Snacks and Grounded, like who plays these games?
So shout out to
you'll be surprised.
Insomniac because both Spider-Man and Ratchet are gonna have 60 frames modes. I think also Demon Souls is probably gonna have that.
Yeah, they did was.
Yeah, and
Yeah, remastered
hopefully
should.
all of not only Sony first party follows suit, but the whole industry as far as games like this follows suit with having the 60 frames mode. I mean, the Xbox Series X will be more likely to be able to handle like a full actual 4K 60, native and everything like that. But as far as like the PS5 goes, hopefully we get these, we get these options.
There's no reason for them not to, especially now because these systems are strong enough to do 4K 60. Like, just might take out some ray tracing or shit like that, but you should give people the option. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
What I'm tripping about is where's the 60 frames or less crowd? Like they didn't even want the option. They just wanted it to be just straight 60 to 120 frames per second. And now people are cool with an option. I mean, we're getting that on the Pro and on the Xbox One X.
I don't think they was ever like that. I think they was just on some like they'll play it, you know what I mean? But they wouldn't mind it type shit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really cares about it being a mode. It's just the fact that
y'all need to be reading some of the stuff that I be getting from some of the stands, man.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Wait,
Kmega, you won't tell who you. Kmega, you won't tell us who you talk to.
Look, you can just go to my my Twitter and just read what people say.
We can't even ask you who you talk to on PC.
You following the wrong people,
bro.
Like my whole problem
I got
is
sources.
my problem
Yeah, he be taking info from D-Batch probably.
Whatever, man. There you go.
No, the whole problem is they don't
Shout
come
out
out
to
and tell
D-Batch.
people. They just don't tell people, like when they first announce it, they'll come out and say, it was running at 30 frames per second, but then they'll announce a mode and it won't be the 60 frames or 4K 60 frames per second mode. And people are like, oh man, you're supposed to give us options and stuff. And then later on, they'll talk about, it's going to be a 4K 60, just like how Spider-Man was. You know, the demo they said was running at 30, and then they finally came out later and said it was 4K 60, and that's going to be an option in the game. Then I think at that point, people just say, okay, that's all I really want. The people that actually care about that. But then you got the people that just go out and just want to have a narrative and just stir up, dust just to do it. But as long as I have the option, I will always pick the performance mode over everything.
Facts.
Frame rate matters more than any. People don't realize frame rate actually makes your game run better.
It looks better. It looks better too.
In some cases, it makes it look better because you're literally doubling everything on the screen when you go from 30 to 60. So that's the thing that people are going to benefit the most from, and that's what I think people should look forward to the most.
Well, me and Smooth is going to be eating good, man. Smooth, we're going to be eating good, bro. That Series X is going to have us right.
I know 60 frames make the game looks better, but shit. I would like to get 4K 60. And if 1080p 60 looks good because it's 60, then 4K 60 is going to look glorious.
Like for me,
what 20? Well, I mean, what's 120 going to do for us?
But the thing is, what are they going to prioritize when it comes to like textures and stuff? Because let's be for real. You can play something at 4K 60 medium settings and play something at 1440p ultra settings with textures on everything, and that 1440p video is going to look way better than that 4K.
Well, here's what I was going to say.
Here's the question I want to ask BG, because you're probably the only one that can answer this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel there's a point of 120 frames on a controller?
Have I played 100? No, probably not. But I'm trying to think. Like, what if I played 120 frames on a controller? But no, but probably not.
120 frames is feasible on a mouse, but I don't really feel like it benefits that much to do that on a controller.
The Xbox is mouse and keyboard accessible too.
So. Yeah, but Microsoft does.
Yeah, but 99% of people are going to be using a controller on the Xbox. That's my point.
Well, by the way,
I play State of Decay and I play State of Decay at 120.
Correct, but my point is this: if 99% of your people are going to be playing the game on a controller, is there really a point to design a game and take resources away so it can run at 120?
Yeah, because like when they do the test, like and feel and see how 120 feels, it's always a mouse and keyboard because that's where you mostly feel it.
Correct.
I don't know how it is on on
I don't know anybody
controller.
who play. I don't know anybody who play like sports games or fighters or racers.
Fighters will never be over 120.
Well, I know
you
you wouldn't want them to be over 120,
No.
but I mean, I'm just saying. But that should, if the max is right there at 120, and you can play that with your fighter, racer, and a sports game, I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with just 60. You know what I'm saying? Because that should be the goal for those genres of games.
They said
I never been. Oh, go ahead.
They said Call of Duty. They said Call of Duty next gen is going to be 120. By the way, Call of Duty Cold
and 4K.
My point is this though. An analog controller, the analog sticks, does not have the degrees of sensitivity, in my opinion, to take advantage of 120 frames would be like a mouse with way higher accuracy, precision, and DPI. It just doesn't.
That's
in ways I kind of feel like it's a waste of resources.
I don't know. Maybe PlayStation substituted so you can blow in theirs instead of doing 120.
Well,
I don't know.
That's why I think on controller, field of view matters more than anything, because once you pull the field of view back, you feel like you have more control over your character because everything.
I agree. That's the first thing I'll do on my PC is remove depth of field, motion blur, and increase field of view.
Yeah, that.
I take away the motion blur.
Yeah, it does take your frame rate down because you are rendering more of the space, but the trade-off in what you're losing in frame rate is dramatically more immersive. And then it just feels like the game just responds better when you pull that field of view back. That's why I hope consoles do implement that. Like, I'm happy that they're doing a lot of this stuff when it comes to frame rate and resolution and everything, but how much further are we going to get? How much closer are we going to get to what we could actually do on a PC when it comes to changing settings? I'm not expecting them to give us like a PC sliding bar, but things like field of view, things like that, I definitely think will be very beneficial when this next generation starts.
So this Eddie guy says 120 feels better on controller. I agree, but look, going from 30 to 60 is a much larger jump than 60 to 120.
Well, not every game, and this is something that I've said, on my podcast, and it's that a lot of people just don't seem to understand. We're still going to get games at 30 frames per second.
Oh, I know, unfortunately.
And people keep saying, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. No, both consoles are capable. They're going to be great consoles. There's no doubt about
Ubisoft.
it. But the fact of it is that like the more that they add like stuff like ray tracing, because that's a resource hog, all of these other things, that's going to pull those frame rates down until they figure something else out. I don't even know. I read something where I think somebody posted it and then they just made a big deal out of it, which I don't know, where the Xbox, where the Series X, there's some developers that don't want to use the ray tracing aspect. They want to go with some other type of whatever textures or whatever that the hell they use for the lighting and all that other stuff. I think that it's if it's whatever the developers want to do. They're the ones that's working with the game. They're the ones that's playing it. I think gamers get too ambitious and don't think about the small details that makes these games work. So if this game is going to be 30 and if it's a single player experience, I don't have no problem with it because I'm all about the visuals. I think the visuals are more important to me than the performance.
So somebody asked, what do I play Rogue? I never played Rogue. Well, I played Rogue on PS4 with a controller, but on PC, since I since started playing the game, I play it on mouse and keyboard at 120. And people are asking, why would I choose this gameplay? Because the game is like 2 months old. If you haven't played Last of Us 2 by now, you don't care about the game. So the game is old. Like, I'm sorry. Everybody who's
to come to PC.
You ain't
that jokes, huh? Okay.
Bro,
no, for real.
Came with jokes today.
For real. Have you played it yet?
No, I have not played it yet. No,
okay, well, don't look at the screen then.
I know everything about the story though. I know.
Okay, then yeah, there you go.
Everything about the story. So,
okay,
yeah,
so since we're speaking on spoilers, I do want to get back to Call of Duty, but Ghost of Tsushima's ending, right? I don't know if people still gonna cry if I talk about it, but I was curious as to like those of us who played it, what we thought the proper ending to choose was.
I thought it was a fantastic game.
I gotta mute this one.
I thought the proper ending would be to spoilers. If you have not played Ghost of Tsushima, mute it, turn it off. I thought the proper ending, the canon ending, would be to spare your uncle.
Okay. I thought that too. I was having an argument with somebody. I was like, it literally doesn't make sense any other way. than to spare him. Because it's like you evolve into the ghost, and the only reason you would kill your uncle is to live by the samurai code. So I'm like, why would you kill him? It literally, you would still be a slave. He literally just told the man, you're a slave to honor and you're a slave to that code, and then you do something that, you know, proves you're still a slave to that code. So I just wanted to have that you know, that conversation and ask that. That's all.
And he loved his uncle. Why would you kill your uncle out of nowhere? Even though your uncle was on some fuck shit, you still was doing all this, you know what I mean, to protect him at the end of the day. And it was really a big misunderstanding. So why would you kill the man for no reason? This shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, it just showed that the evolution of where the samurai is becoming the fallen guard, while old dude he's going on his own path. Like that, his bravery of going in really pretty much guerrilla warfare style type of tactics to take out the Mongols is it was the way that to change the tide. The old way of the samurai just was like, you know, they were running.
It was honor to a fault.
It was getting them fucked up. Yeah, it was to a fault. Yeah, like they weren't, the Mongols wasn't playing. They were playing for keeps. They weren't playing. You know, he was using the boss fight with the main boss fight with the big guy was not that great to me, because it was kind of it wasn't that great. And so I was hoping, I was like, man, I hope that this game doesn't just end right there. And then when they did the uncle thing, I was like, oh, okay, all right, that was a proper ending. But I did the same thing that you guys did. I spared him. So,
I did want to do some research. Like I tried to, because you remember that show? What was that show? I think it was something Warrior, where they used to pick two warriors from history and put them up against each other. Yeah, like I really like that show. Deadliest Warrior. I think that's
Deadliest Warrior. Yeah,
and I was actually curious, you know, like, because, you know, there were times where samurai, you know, this is based on true events, and, you know, I was actually, you know, curious about the accuracy of, like, who would really like out of 100 times, you know, who would win more often, a samurai or a Mongol 1 versus 1? I would think it's a samurai 1 versus 1. I think a samurai should win most of the time.
But they did get invaded twice, so I mean, shit.
Oh, yeah. Mongols, those damn Mongols.
Yeah, they wasn't really on it.
Okay.
I mean, you just look at the Civil War, not the Civil War, but the Revolutionary War, where, you know, that's how America became America, because they went with a different tactic instead of just doing the same thing with just sitting back and throwing a musket. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just sitting back and everybody just standing there, and so just shooting. So it's I don't know, man. Yeah. I am looking forward to it. That is, to me, that is the second best PlayStation game for me. I really do. Really did enjoy it.
BG, check your Twitter real quick. You can already see the drop off from 3 to Reach.
What was your number one, Mega?
Detroit.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
I love Detroit.
Detroit's a good game.
Detroit had one of the best stories this generation for me, other than The Witcher and the.
It did. I can give you that.
It was a fantastic story. You know, it was up there next to Witcher and Quantum Break up there with me.
Just because it did something different that you haven't really seen in the game? Is that?
Well, no, because I liked Until Dawn. It's just that it was just a different. I liked that they took an element of like real life situations, but moved them into like robots, and then, you know, you really felt for the characters. I mean, I need to go back and I need to play it because I need to save Connor, because Connor got it. He got the bullet, but I really wanted to make sure that I saved that girl and the nanny robot and the black dude at the end. So you know, I was happy that I did. So it was I don't know, that game really moved me. Really did move.
So
really did move.
just to talk about this chart that Bonds sent to me on Twitter. So according to this, it says Halo first Halo 5.5 million. This is sales. Halo 2 8+ million. Halo 3 14.5. Halo Wars 2.6 million. Halo 3 ODST 6.3 million. Halo Reach 9 million. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary 2.5 million. Halo 4 9.7 million. Master Chief Collection 5+ million. Halo 5 5+ million. That's according
the point I'm making here right now, though,
it looks like a roller coaster.
We see where Halo was at its apex.
Yeah, of course.
Game of any
but
usually,
a 343 game was at the same level as a Bungie game though with Halo 4. And Halo 5, we all know that Halo 5 sold more than 5 million. So those numbers are still skewed.
Halo 3 to 4 was a drop off of 5 million, man.
Well, there was games in between those. There was games in between those.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying from 3 to 4, it dropped off 5 million.
How far long ago was those numbers by?
I mean, probably for everything would be the most recent outside of 5 because everything else is stopped.
Those are ballpark. Those are ballpark.
How long ago was that published?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, you know, I'm just wondering.
But I'm
those
saying,
are ballpark numbers.
I mean, just the fact that Halo 3 sold 14. I mean, dude, you can I knew
Halo
it. So
3 was a massive game.
You just got to think about Halo 3. Like, you couldn't walk up the street and not see Master Chief in his clothes with a Mountain Dew in his hand. You couldn't
Doritos
and midnight launches everywhere. People having 200-300 people outside they store. Dog, man, Halo 3.
Halo 3 and the Halo 2 midnight launch. Whew.
Halo 3 is the reason that's $1 billion franchise to this day.
Bunch of nerds standing outside a store. Dorks.
Yeah. Whatever, BG. You probably
anybody who does midnight launches now is a social.
Oh yeah, well, that's
he said a socialist. Get out of here.
No, I said a social reject, not a.
I was like a social. Oh, well, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's why they don't do it anymore. They do early launches now.
I
got tired of getting the game and then put the game in excited because I stood out there and wait because Grand Theft Auto 5 was the last one I did, and then I'm over here like, oh man, I can't wait. I'm going to play this shit, and then it still had to download into the console, and then I had to go to bed.
So just want to jump back to Black Ops Cold War. We saw a single player trailer. Activision announced the upgrade plan for this, right? I'm not bugging.
They did bullshit.
Yeah, they did.
It was mad confusing. It was mad confusing, right?
It is confusing, but it's not terrible. But it is confusing as hell.
So to get the next gen versions,
so you have to pay. Yeah, you have to. Okay, so there's on both systems. There's two different ways of what makes it weird for both systems. So on PlayStation, you just buy I believe it's the deluxe edition or the next gen upgrade version, which is $10 more than a regular version. So you'll get a code in the box that will give you the PS5 version instantly when you put it in your PS5 day one. For Xbox, they're going to give you 2 discs. So they're not doing the update through online. So when you buy that version, you'll get an Xbox One version and you'll get a Series X version of the game in the box with the game. So that's how they're doing it on that system. And then if you get the higher end version, you still get them both digitally. If you get like that $119 something version, you get it instantly in that one too. But if you buy the normal version of the game, there's no way to upgrade on Xbox at all. There's no $10 upgrade fee. You have to buy that $69 version if you want to upgrade on Xbox, where on PlayStation, you can do it with a $10 upgrade because they do it digitally through the system.
Yeah, they did this to get all the way around Xbox Smart Delivery because Xbox games is just one license. So they created a whole entire different license for this Xbox Series X version. Fucking dumbasses. Fuck them.
But the cool thing is, but let's be for real. This is how you finesse it though, because if you buy that $69 version on Xbox, that is a full copy of the game on both systems. Once the Xbox One, once the Series X version comes out, trade in the other version and you're still going to probably get 30-40 like $30-35 for that version of the game because it still will work on the other system. You have the Series X version in the thing with it. So I feel like it's still a win-win, but they did literally make another version of the game on a disc just so they can get around smart delivery for Xbox.
I personally think that the enhancements are not going to look as substantial as people may think that they will or that they should. I mean, we just go back and look at what happened with Ghost. I mean, we double dipped on that game. So,
well, Ghost had parts of the maps that weren't even accessible on 360. Though
I know, but
that was the same way Battlefield 4 was. It's like you get online. First of all, it went like Battlefield 4 was like it was. I believe it was 32 players. 24 players actually, 24
Yeah.
players online. But then when you went to the next gen version, it went up to 64, and then they gave you bigger maps. Like the maps were still the same, but the parts that were cut off inside of the Xbox 360 and PS3 version, you could assess them in the new system. So I think that's going to be something they'll probably do in this one. But you will get benefits because I don't think you're going to be running at so-called like 120 frames per second.
Oh no! I mean, those you'll get that. But I'm just saying in the sense of like visual wise, I've looked because the visuals that we've seen, it looked really good. But I just think that it would probably be better from my point. I'll just probably just wait until the game I'll get it once the new consoles drop because
it comes out
just kind of like with
2K.
2K, yeah. Instead of just going,
what did they say? November 13th.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's being rumored that, and I think these are really true dates because, especially with the leaks of those controllers, if you think about last generation when PS4 and Xbox One came out, they released those controllers a day earlier, and the fact that you saw that release date for the controllers on that box saying November 6th, I think those are going to be released the day before, which makes it seem like the Xbox may release on that next day. And then PlayStation ain't going to be no more than a week behind. So I can see the 6th and the 13th actually being those days. And if that's the case, Call of Duty is going to launch on the day a PlayStation comes out.
By the way, they also said with Call of Duty, I believe this is for the online, they're going to be using gender neutral pronouns. So, that's very inclusive of them. Y'all like that? Y'all like that news? Y'all happy about this gender neutral stuff? Yeah. No. Okay.
On a game based on the Cold War, awesome. How does that work?
I mean, I don't think it's for the story. I think it's for the online.
The call out.
Yeah, I guess I guess I don't know. Man. I'm just here reporting. I don't know.
I just think a lot of people just be playing Warzone and just rock with.
So this is the question though. Do you think they're gonna? Because this is what I think when it comes to Warzone. Because they did the same thing with Blackout. Halfway through the generation of that Call of Duty, they switched everything over to from Blackout to Warzone. Do you think that they're going to use each Call of Duty as basically a new chapter, like how Fortnite does chapters and then seasons within that chapter? So we're going to get a brand new type of battle royale with this new Call of Duty?
I don't know, and I don't really care.
They could.
I don't even.
I'm not the biggest battle royale fan either, but
that's what I think they're going to end up doing. I think they're going to find a way to. Everybody that has this, you'll get like exclusive skins and stuff, and they're going to switch over just like they did with Blackout. They're going to switch you over from Warzone to whatever the new one's going to be for this year, and they'll do it every year until people get tired of it, I guess.
All right,
people ain't getting tired of it. COD is the one thing. I know everybody talk about EA, man, but Activision is the worst, man, in my opinion.
So it's 9:10, and need to get to these super chats. Just few other things I wanted to mention. There was rumor that Avengers was going to have like this pretty much you had to see a battle pass that is going to be $10 each character. I don't think that was confirmed, but that's the rumor. We'll talk about it more if it gets confirmed. That would be people will buy it though. I mean, listen, and that's they gonna be making money. Like imagine like even just 200,000 people buying one character. They're like, look how much money they made right there.
Yeah, they say the majority of people buy the few people that buy it are the ones that support it the most.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it if
I
that
bet
actually.
you Spider-Man's gonna be the highest selling one.
Possibly.
I think that's free, isn't it?
Spider-Man's gonna be not the battle pass one.
Yeah,
the battle pass is like what the Division's doing. The rumor is supposed to be it's a track. So you got the free track and the premium track. So if you want to like skip to the premium stuff, you just pay for the battle pass. But what they're probably gonna have to end up doing is making it where you could grind it out or buy it. That'll make it fair.
Okay. And lastly, in a report, I think it was like some Sony report. It was one of those vague statements that said that they are looking to acquire or buy more studios, but they that's usually in like a report every 6 months, but it was like in a recent one. So yeah, that's just out there. I do think they're gonna like probably buy a studio. I think by the second year of the PlayStation 5, though, I do think they're gonna pick up somebody else. All right, so let me get to these super chats so we can get out of here. Got a Got a good amount of them. Got to get through these. All right. So Mr. Heisenberg said, saw a lot of PC gamers creaming their pants over higher frame rate options with PS5 exclusives. I guess y'all can't wait for games after all. Okay. Andrew Wilkins Smooth, you need to change your name from the best bot to the best liar of Battletoads.
Yo,
man,
the best liar of Battletoads.
Damn. What about what?
Well, I think some people saw Smooth praising the game, but like that video Bond put out of you raging over the puzzle.
Oh, but I've raged. I mean, every game I've raged. If I'm struggling, I'm going to rage, regardless how
You
good.
struggle
or
on
bad
every
the game is.
game.
Damage control.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey man, Battletoads is if you play it on Battletoads, that game is not easy. I'm stuck on the spaceship. I'm almost close to beating it. I mean, and I don't want to play it on the normal setting. I want to beat it on the highest setting. So I can agree with Smooth. That shit can get you frustrated.
Tag code difficulty, I see.
Rice Eater 79. It's not gonna be a PlayStation 5 game. PS4 Horizon Zero Dawn, $50 on PC. He was talking about what we talked about earlier. Gideon said, shout out to Kid Smooth, BG, Jack Bond, Kmega, the only mega that matters. Check out GRG podcast, entertaining fan. He said entertaining fanboy podcast. Peace. Oh man. Rice Eater 79 said probably W this argument. PS5 better than most PC games. Respect my mind. Sony is stupid. They are catering to a crowd that doesn't give a damn about Sony. Hurt the Sony brand in the long run. We're not gonna get back into that right now.
Yo, who was that? Yo, what name was that guy?
That was Respect My Mind.
Oh, I thought that was that Azumoto guy, whatever the hell his name is.
Omega Gazio.
Oh yeah, that freakazoid. That shit crazy. Y'all got some wild ones over there.
He got banned from Twitter, I heard.
Yeah. Tarek Ahmed said, hardware sales are important. It's the entry fee that allows for more revenue to be made. King Kobu said, can we put a time limit on Kmega?
Nope.
Oh man.
I hope they call me to come back so I can go ahead and talk some more shit to you.
Oh man. Bless Red. Bless Red. Switch games are being emulated within 2 weeks of release on PC. Also, we're at the end of the gen, of course. Hardware sales will dwindle for Xbox and PlayStation. Tarek Ahmed said Kmega is speaking in words salads. I don't get it. Kmega is speaking in word salads.
I've seen Kmega before. He ain't fucking.
He probably said, "Hey man, hold on, you ain't no little dude either." I see you in that tight ass white beater. Don't come over here and try to throw no shade. Don't be doing that. Don't do that. Big man to a big man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I gotta get my joke.
I thought Kmega and Jimmy were related for a second.
Nah.
Low key, now that you mentioned it, hey yo,
bro.
Andrew Wilkins, why is Smooth playing Tell Me Why when he said The Last of Us 2 gay and trans leak were against his Christian beliefs?
Oh, actually, that wasn't what I said. That was against my beliefs. That's actually wasn't what I said, dumbass. So stick your head in somebody's asshole.
What? Hey yo,
shithead ass. Like I can't stand people. Dudes do not pay attention, but okay.
Biarcino said, "Hey Jack, remote play is pretty decent on cell phone signal, but they ain't trying to hear that."
You already know.
Shamik D Little, not going to lie, PlayStation Now is pretty dope. Good. ST said, my favorite Padre players are T. Buckner. T. Buckner? Who?
T. Buckner. Listen. Fernando Tillis. I had the name wrong, but Fernando Tillis is who I was trying to talk about, man. I haven't watched no baseball really this year because of the whole COVID thing. I didn't even think there was going to be a season, and it looks really boring. Only thing I've watched sports-wise is the NBA. That's it. So that's what it is. But I do follow some baseball.
Hey, who your team in the NBA?
Thunder.
Ew. Oh, see, I knew I could. See, I was just about to say I fuck with you, dog. Well, you know what I like. I kind of like Thunder. Now I'm gonna let you rock.
Andrew
They got their ass
Wilkins
blown out though.
They did.
Andrew Wilkins said, problem is all Xbox's cheap kitty looking games are factually garbage. All Sony kitty looking games are very good. Tarek Ahmed said, does he not remember to sell? You know how they used to say to sell. Eddie said, shout out from Chicago. I'm a cop. Thank you for the podcast. They got me working 12 hours and no days off with all this craziness going on. You guys help with my day. Hey man, shout out to you, man. Stay safe out there.
Protect the serve.
They out there shooting the breeze, like I said, literally.
Black lives matter, but we do love the blue lives too. People make those calls.
Respect My Mind said, we always been talking about specs since the Genesis, from 16-bit, 32-bit, etc. New age gamers don't know.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know.
The Ash and Luca coming through, showing some love. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate it, Luca. Monk Larry said they're gonna clip this and try to cancel Smooth when he was talking about Tell Me Why. Monk Larry also said, damn, that's an L on my part. I meant Smooth. Oh, he spelled Smooth the regular way. All right, Lou, this guy. His name is Lou Space Cipher, Lucifer. Okay, that was
wow. What a weird.
I like that. Lou Cipher, do you think with game prices going up and games like Madden shipping a reskin every year, more people are going to Game Pass or PlayStation Now to save money? Yes. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Whitaker said, was there a rumor that PlayStation 5 pre-order is invite only? I don't think it was. They sent out emails to certain people, but anybody could use the link. That was the thing.
Yeah, you just had to know the link.
Yeah, anybody could use the link. Tarek Ahmed said, BG, mute this mofo, smooth voice. He was talking about Kmega. Melon Matt said, cut this man L Mega pain in my ass mic off. He doesn't know a good Halo game at all. Bungie Halo are better than 343 Halos.
Told you. What did I tell you?
Rael Williams said, El Mega has been drinking. Rich Kreiser said 65 million total, all the games total. He's talking about Halo. Andrew Wilkins, Mega all of the Forza games didn't outsell Gran Turismo games, but you Xbox fans lie and say Forza is the racing king. I think they say that because of quality. Haven't like the recent Gran Turismo games been like a little off?
Yeah, I was streaming.
Forza has been better.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. Relax.
Yeah, I think it's been about quality.
I mean, the fact that they can get out more than one game a generation and actually be good. So
yeah. Mr. Heisenberg said, I think the only reason Microsoft is making a next-gen console is because they're afraid of Sony's inevitable monopoly in the console business. I mean, listen, I don't know, like, the possibility of that happening. We definitely don't want a monopoly. If we don't want... Well, Nintendo exists. Let's not act like Nintendo exists, but they're not in the same... they're two different lanes, kind of. So,
and when it comes to exclusive, Nintendo is king. Like, I don't even know why PlayStation fans be capping about exclusives and their support.
Make games that sell to an older crowd that make 10 million plus.
Yeah, Nintendo. I think there was Jackmove that sit there and talk bad about Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing dominated. Like, I mean, they're the most loyal when it comes to exclusives, man. They're the kings of exclusive content.
Okay. Shot Red 555 said Halo 5 sold 6.6 million. Spider-Man 4 did 13.2, but Halo 5 did 500 million revenue, especially from booty boxes. Spider-Man did 200 on PS4
that's how that revenue was calculated.
Hey man, we don't know. We don't know the full numbers, the 100%.
You have no idea. Yeah.
Black Hawk the Blood Edge said I wouldn't use Halo 5 or Infinite to wipe my ass. Okay.
Jeez.
Biarsino said justifies the Series X to play Fight Sim, doesn't know what HOTAS means. Fraud Xbox gamers.
Shit, fraud. Everybody on the host is a fraud because he didn't know what it meant.
Hey, I have flight games though. Hold on, I have flight games. I won't play any game if I got to be a pilot. You know what's crazy?
So Bond was the only. I thought Bond was the only one that knew what that
because
meant.
I'm the one that's actually into the game.
Bro, you know what's crazy? You know I won't. I love Battlefield. You know I won't get in a plane. I literally hate flying in video games. Yeah. I won't even get in a plane in Battlefield. That's how much I hate them shit.
I have never seen this boss on Sekiro before.
Where was I at?
Yeah, this is a really good boss fight.
Tarek Ahmed said PS3 outsold the 360 in year one sales. People overblown the PS3 poor sales because it was trailing 360 due to the head start and the Wii taking off.
That is a true point. That the PS3 outsold the 360 every year it was released. It was that 10 million head start that was
That's a lie.
behind.
No, it wasn't. It
Worldwide, Smooth, yes, it did.
Oh, yeah. You and that worldwide bullshit.
Yes, because people buy things outside of the country. I don't understand why you don't think about it.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's in more regions, so I mean, if you would hope
exactly
more.
Smooth looks xenophobic when it comes to sales out other sales in America. Funny. Andrew Wilkins said, "Mega, you're lying again. Titanfall 1 flopped on Xbox."
What? It's so 10 million.
Titanfall didn't flop on Xbox. Wow. Wait.
The player base might have dropped to
it dropped. The player base was dead after 5 months. I know because I was still playing it 6 months.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think it flopped.
You wasted money, bro.
Oh, bro.
I remember Titanfall 2 became a Wasteland quick.
Yeah.
Well, that's because of the release date window.
Yeah, Battlefield, right next to Battlefield, and those online servers were empty after a month. No, Titanfall 2 servers were empty after a month. Titanfall 1 servers were empty after 5 or 6.
After 6 months.
That just was gone, dead. Chris B said, if price mattered that much, the Xbox One S should be outselling the base PS4 right now.
The base PS4 was like $200, like $150. That's how it edged out the S during Black Friday because it was cheaper. I think I'm right about that, right?
No,
the PlayStation Slim came cheaper than the S.
No, the all
at Black Friday.
No, this past one, the all digital system was the cheapest at $150. The Slim was $200, but they just didn't have enough Slims out there. I mean, enough S's, all digitals out there to even compete, really. But the biggest thing with that whole problem is once Sony got the market share, people just want to buy PlayStation. So it's like you can't really change that fortune this late in the generation when it comes to MPD.
Flaffy 101 said, Kmega eating crayons again, nothing new. I thought Blessed was the crayon eater around here.
God damn.
Oh man. Tony Denisha Mitchell said, this dude Kmega is capping for Xbox. You and Smooth kill me with this buying new consoles to play 4 generations of old garbage. Stop it already.
And he'll be the same cross-eyed motherfucker taking pictures of his God of War and Spider-Man themed PS4s every time they come out. Shut up. Wow. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
I think
everybody does the same shit.
It might have been a woman.
That's a chick. Yeah,
Did you just misgender this person, Smooth?
Oh. Hey.
See, this is why you got to use them Call of Duty. This is why you got to use them Call of Duty neutral pronouns. We don't know what this person was.
That's why I just say irregular.
Oh man, we don't know what they were. They said that.
No, if you say that could be misgendering them too.
Misnumbering them maybe because they should be more than one. But hey man, I don't know nothing.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know nothing, man. Mr. Whitaker said one gotta go: Capcom, Rockstar, or Naughty Dog.
Rockstar because they've been promoting the same game for 10 years now. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rockstar.
Which one was it? Was Naughty
Capcom,
Dog?
Capcom, Rockstar, Naughty Dog.
Oh man, I love my fighters from Capcom.
Capcom's staying because they actually made a game generation.
I mean, Red Dead Redemption is up there as one of the best games this generation. Naughty Dog got to get out.
Oh no,
you had your time.
I'm gonna say Rockstar because we could make the argument that all of their games are just different versions of the same thing. We could make that argument.
Yes.
Even Mafia, the Mafia games.
Mafia.
Yeah, you said Rockstar.
Well, 3 was the Rockstar game, wasn't it?
So
yeah, that's under 2K, but no, that Rockstar doesn't develop that though. They're just both under Take Two, not 2K.
Oh, okay.
Take Two, right? Yeah.
Take Two
Interactive.
Yeah. Singh said, this podcast better than Press Start. Facts. Hey man, shout out to Press Start. That's my son podcast, dog. That's my first son podcast. So he can't be as good as Papa.
Damn.
Cut him a little slack. Dark Coco said, did y'all Did y'all talk about Kid Smooth being scary around 3MG? Ricky's story. Oh, we gotta do that in After Dark. Smooth, you gotta tell the story. Like Ricky told me a story. I need you to tell your side of the story.
We do that. That's After Dark shit.
Okay.
DC Dark Cloud said, "Good show, y'all. Just support and appreciate it. Shout out to you, Dark Cloud." Forget Me Not said, "Rest in peace, Chadwick. He needs to be recasted though." Something else we could talk about in After Dark. Let the man be buried first. Can you let the man be buried first?
You see this Jackmove?
I
would say, you know exactly what I'm about to say, don't you, Jackmove?
I know where Bond going with this.
Man,
no,
listen,
I just
everybody
with
asking all these Avengers questions ain't taking no heat. But when I asked where a certain company was going,
that man, oh man,
the body ain't even, the body's still warm. Bond, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, no, I do agree, but I say try to bring Michael P. Jordan back, like do some kind of altered universe thing and make him play that role if that's what
they can recast it. They can just recast him as Michael B. Jordan. That'll be fine. People will understand.
I don't know, maybe because it doesn't matter. The mantle of Black Panther can be carried by anybody. They probably don't.
His sister was Black Panther in the comics at one point.
No, but they were trying to recast him as a woman anyway.
Yeah, they could probably just recast as a different person that's not T'Challa.
Exactly. They could really recast him as Michael B. Jordan. People will understand. It won't be a problem.
Right. And I think a lot of people wanted Michael P. Jordan to stick around anyway, as what he did with
that's not what I saw on Twitter. That's not what I saw on Twitter. I already see a trend and do not replace him.
I don't think Michael B. Jordan would do it because he really liked Chadwick. He might feel like it's a little bit disrespectful.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, I would think that would be the proper honor. I mean, because they made him and Chadwick made the movie. I mean, that was a fantastic movie. So I don't know, but I agree with you. I agree with you, Bond.
Like I don't think Michael B. Jordan will do it, but somebody who's thirsty for the role and the money.
Oh, somebody gonna do it. They gonna. Two got to get made.
After dark. Okay. J0122 said, "Get the likes to 1,000, y'all." Yeah, that's it. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you for the super chats, for the membership joins. Yeah. We're gonna go to After Dark. Let's do these outros. Kmega, you could plug your podcast. You can stay for After Dark if you want. Forte, you can stay for After Dark. I know it's late, but y'all welcome. Outro.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me back on. It was fun. I seen that you was trying to take your shots. You had me for a minute there for my Padres, man. I got to give you that one. But other than that, you can't be talking shit about big man to big man. That ain't gonna fly. I had to get you.
Hey, man. Look.
But anyway,
you could just watch baseball at the beginning of the year.
What'd you say? Say that?
You said later that you haven't been watching any baseball. So you could just said that from the beginning.
Well, no, I said my favorite team is the Padres. And so then bro asked me all that other stuff. So I was just like, hey, man, Tony Gwynn overall. But regardless, it's okay. It's okay. I'll take that one. I'll take that L for that one. But check out the GRG podcast every Friday night at 8:30 Central, the Lord's time, as I say. And, man, check me out. I stream as well. We do a thing. I stream on Twitch, Kmega 405. Just come in there and check me out, man, and support me and the team, man. Thank you.
Tony Esquire. Oh, he also said the super chat. Yo, BG, next time you see Kmega's profile on Tinder, I've never used a dating app in my life. Like what? Swipe. He said swipe left. Nothing good comes from that place, and knowing is half the battle. GI, no. I don't know what this super chat means. I'm like, is this an inside joke?
I have no idea. I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, I thought you maybe knew this man or something.
No.
Okay.
Or if you know him, you better unknow him.
Yeah, because I don't get the joke. I've definitely never used a dating app in my life. You know, I'm kind of old, and you know, I met my wife through real life. You know, actually walking up on her. You know, like the OGs used to do.
That's the best way.
Oh yeah, just walk right up to him. That's how I did it. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah. So Forte, your outro.
Yeah, man, that's a great show. Love the conversation, man. We fire today, man. Really appreciate the invite as always. It's Gaming Forte everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live. PSN. Check me out if you want to just get down a game or anything like that. YouTube channel, basically Xbox and PlayStation content, man. So just check that stuff out whenever you get a chance. Also check us out on Basement Radio Podcast. That's every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Slumber Backslap, B Money, Eric Jackson, and the rest of the crew. Brap is the host, and Ashley Luca, man. That's she got me into this whole thing. You guys probably already know who she is. Scumcast every Saturday at 4 p.m. Always stop through there and show that woman love because she does a lot for us and a lot of us in this community. So thanks again, BG. Always a great time.
All right. Tony said you have to know about apps to get that. Okay. Yeah, because I didn't get it. It must be an app joke. I don't know. All right. Jimmy.
Yo, what's up, man? Kmega Games. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night. And hopefully you guys enjoy that Marvel game next week. Let me know how y'all like it. Peace.
Smooth.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Look out for the channel. Some content coming. Otherwise, we see you next week.
All right, Bond.
Thanks everybody coming out. What do we have? 1,400 views. A big show today.
Yep.
Hit that like button. Get 1,000. Get a free stream.
All right, and Jack.
Appreciate y'all for watching. Good podcast this week. And I want to say I don't dislike Kmega, even though you say a lot of outlandish shit on Twitter. I actually think you are a guy. All right. So shout out
I
to
don't dislike
you.
anybody. I don't dislike anybody on here. Me and Bond has probably gone at it more than anybody. And like I don't know. I think
we haven't interacted in I can't even remember
about a year. Yeah, it's been about a year. But I'm just saying. But other than that, no, I don't dislike anybody. If the people that I have an issue with, I just don't fuck with them. So if there was the issue, But other than that, no, I love and respect everybody, man.
Respect we just don't.
Yeah, I just keep it gaming, but I'll talk shit back any day.
Yeah. So shout out to you. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Jackmove, Johnny, check me out. Jiggy merch, get your merch, and we out.
All right, After Dark starting now. We'll catch y'all. Peace.